line. We're so used to this matchup determining, or at least going a long way in determining, an SAC champion. Not the case this year.
Yeah, that is interesting, and you know, with that absent, but that won't take anything out of this game for sure. I mean, these two teams love to play each other. They love to compete, but it's a rivalry of sportsmanship, and it's a rivalry of class, if you will. You know, both of these coaching staffs, both you know, as classy as you can get in the city, and you know, I expect that to come out on the field tonight.
You mentioned Snider having the upper hand as of late. They've won 7 of the last 9, and those 2 Dwenger wins have both been at Snider. So the Saints haven't got to win on their home field against the Panthers in 10 years. You have to go back to 2010, and this is the first time the Panthers have visited Shields Field. So nice to have them here.
Yeah, it is, and a beautiful night for football.
Absolutely. Could not have picked a better night, especially in October when the temperatures and the weather become somewhat of a wild card. To have a night like this is stupendous. Well, folks, we want to remind you that tonight's game sponsor is Peter Franklin Jewelers, located in Fort Wayne, Angola, and New Haven. We have the best diamond fashion designs in the area and offer the largest collection of loose diamonds and bridal collections. So come on into Peter Franklin Jewelers and talk with one of our experts today. I believe we just had the coin toss on the field.
Saints won and deferred, so Snider will be receiving at the north end of the field.
Snider Panthers trotting out onto the field in their white jerseys, white pants. They've got black numerals with yellow trim and the black helmets. The Saints in their home blue jerseys with gold numerals, gold pants, and yes, of course, the gold helmets. They'll be kicking off right to left on your radio dial. Quickly, Corey, some keys to the game.
Well, Snider on offense, they've got to be able to run the ball effectively, slow the game down, and limit Dwenger's offensive possessions. They've got a good running game, but they have an inexperienced passing game with a sophomore quarterback, so they need to, you know, they need this game to stay low scoring to stay in it. And they probably need to force some turnovers as well. For the Saints defense, they want to shut down that Panther running game, force their sophomore quarterback into long yardage situations. And as you know, what happens if Dwenger scores at least 14 points in regulation, Eric?
That I do. It's 16 points, though.
Oh, excuse me,
but
16.
Still, in 35 games under Coach Garrett, Dwenger's 25-0 when scoring at least 16 points in regulation. Here we go. Joe Belanda puts his foot into it, squibs this one down inside the 20 to about the 16, and that's where Snider brings the ball out. And they get about nowhere on the return, just up to the 20-yard line as Kamari Juarez takes the ball out for the Panthers.
Very strategic kick from the Saints to start this game. They saw on film that last week Tavarius Easley-Jones of the Snider Panthers had an 82-yard kickoff return against Northrop, and they were not going to let that happen tonight. They squib it and stuff them at the 20, so great start by the Saints special teams.
And as we said, in many ways, that was Snider's best performance of the year so far, 44-0 over Northrop. They were clicking on all cylinders, Corey. Their offense scored, their defense scored on a fumble return, and as you said, special teams getting into the fun as well. So here come the Panthers on offense. 1st and 10 from the 20. It is the sophomore quarterback, Luke Hoppert, in the shotgun. He's going to take the snap, handoff, and big pile at the line of scrimmage goes nowhere. We do have a flag in the backfield on the first play from scrimmage.
Yeah, just a zone run, inside zone to Tyrese Brown, their workhorse running back, but it appears that there's going to be a legal procedure penalty, and they're going to back them up 5 to start. Not what Snider was looking for there.
No. You mentioned Tyrese Brown. He has been the workhorse. 107 rush yards last week. And in the last 2 games, 324 rush yards and 5 touchdowns. So he's kind of a microcosm of the Snider season and how they've come along as it's progressed.
Averages 6 yards a carry as well. So he's a dangerous running back.
Hoppert's going to be in the shotgun again on 2nd down.
Looks like they must have declined the penalty.
They waived off the penalty. So 2nd and 10. Hoppert to throw, passes to the far side. It is caught and up across the 25-yard line for a gain of 5. And that looks like Juarez on the reception.
Went with a little RPO run-pass option there where Hoppert pulled the ball out of Tyrese Brown's belly, if you will, and flung it out to the sideline on that quick out route, a little arrow route outside, and picked up a nice 5-yard gain. Going to be 3rd and manageable, 3rd and 5 here.
Hopper comes out throwing, something we haven't seen a whole lot of, and now here's 3rd and 5. He's going to look to keep it himself. Quarterback option, pitches it out to Brown, looking for the edge. He's got it, but does not get to the 30-yard line. The Saints are there, and the ball is out. Saints fall on it. It is Saints football.
That was Kedrell Billingsley on the carry. It was a speed option to the right. Good pitch by Hopper, but Billingsley tried to get that first down and extend the play and coughed it up in the process.
Yeah, after the initial hit, it looked like he was going to step out of bounds. Instead, tried to cut up field for the extra yardage and got leveled.
Like Devin Tittman on the recovery there. I didn't see the player of the, it looked like Jack Knight, I'm being told. Sean McBride here on the spot to give me some info there. Jack Knight made the big stick to dislodge the football.
So the first big play of the game goes to the Saints, and now Bishop Dwenger has 1st and 10 on the Snider 24-yard line. Here comes Brendan Lytle to throw. Pitches it to the end zone on the first play, looking in the corner, and it is out of bounds, overthrowing Rocco Sioka.
Yeah, number 1, Tavarius Easley-Jones there on the coverage for the Panthers. There was a lot of hand fighting going on in the back of the end zone there, but no call from the officiating crew. So we'll go 2nd and 10 here. Saints trying to take advantage of that sudden change and go for the jugular there.
Go for the kill shot.
Yeah.
We've seen them have success with that strategy before, particularly against Concordia a couple weeks ago.
Offensive coordinators love to do that.
Yeah. So 2nd and 10 for Lytle and company on the 24-yard line. And it's going to be handoff to Devin Tittman through the middle. And he's going to get a couple, about 2 yards.
Yeah, nice little run there by Devin Tittman. Looked like Dominic Moon, the junior linebacker from Snider, on the tackle. And Snider defensively has brought the safeties down in the box. They are here to try to stop that Dwenger Saint running game tonight. They've gone man-to-man in press coverage on the outsides against the Saints receivers and brought the safeties down in the box in the run game. So this is going to be interesting. Chess match between the two coordinators here.
It's going to be 3rd and 8. Looks like KJ Tittman in the backfield with Lytle. Here's a snap, rolling to his right. He's got some pressure, gets rid of it, and it is overthrown. Had Sam Campbell coming across the formation and looked like it would have been easy 1st down yardage, but Lytle put a little bit too much heat on it.
Yeah, he was wide open, but credit Isaiah Maxwell, number 32 of the Snider Panthers, for putting the pressure on Lytle and making him throw that football before he really wanted to.
So it's going to be a 4th and 8, and that's going to bring out Joe Belanda. He's going to set up from the 29-yard line, so a 39-yard field goal attempt after the Panthers give up only 2 yards on 3 plays.
Pretty windy night. Going to have to factor that into this kick here.
Belanda lined up. Here is the snap. Hold is down. Kick is up. It is no good. It hits the crossbar and falls down. He needed a couple more inches, but it is no good by Joe Belanda.
That's a big win for the Snider Panther defense in the sense of turning the football over on offense deep in the Saints territory, and the Saints walking away with no points there.
Well, and Bishop Dwenger had an early opportunity there to really set the tone of the game.
They did.
And a missed opportunity, and now it's the Snider Panthers with a bit of life. They're going to come out for their 2nd offensive possession, no worse for wear, starting at their own 20-yard line. 10:06 to go, no score here at Shields Field. Hoppert's in the shotgun, 1 receiver to each side. Here's the inside handoff. Nope, Hoppert's on the keeper. He's going around the left side, following his blockers, 35, 40-yard line. He's going to step out of bounds after a 20-yard scamper for a 1st down.
I wondered whether we would see the quarterback in the run game arsenal. The Snider Panther offense had so much success with that with John Barnes over the last couple of years against the Saints that I was wondering if Luke Hoppert was going to be involved in the run game tonight. And right out of the gate, that's a big 20-yard carry.
Puts the ball up to the 41-yard line and a fresh set of downs. They're going to go trips to the near side. Hoppert looks to throw. He's going to roll out that way. Pressure in his face, and Hoppert goes down. Couple Saints converging there for the sack.
Sam Pisa, Jack Knight in on the stop outside. He had a receiver wide open, but was unable to find him due to the defensive pressure.
So credit the Saints there. We've seen that pressure get to quarterbacks all season long. And Hoppert, in his first test, goes down for a sack. And that's something as a young quarterback there's a learning curve. You got to learn to get rid of the ball, and it's not as much about finding the open receiver as getting rid of the ball and not taking the loss. Here's a second down. He's going to be a fake handoff. Hopper passes across the formation. Ball deflected at the line of scrimmage and falls incomplete.
Yeah, went with a little play action there on second and long and just unable to connect. A lot of Saints bodies in the way between him and his receiver. And they'll go third and about 12. Now, Luke Hoppert, the quarterback, is just a sophomore, but if you recognize that name, he's the younger brother of Michael Hoppert, who was the quarterback previously at Snider High School a few years ago. Now he's playing at Indiana State.
3rd and 11. Hoppert looks to throw, rolls to the far side, launches it, and a perfectly thrown ball, good for a first down, and there to make the catch, Kedrell Billingsley.
Got to tell you, that was really an impressive throw, rolling left and throwing with his right and be that accurate. Outstanding throw by Luke Hoppert, something we really haven't seen from him on film this season. So he's picked the right night to show off his abilities here.
Well, we talked pregame, Corey. This is a run-first, heavy run-first team. Hoppert only threw 14 passes last week, and he's already off to a strong start. Here's Brown on first down, and he's going to push the pile forward for about 3 yards.
They went counter tray there. They pulled the right and the left, or excuse me, the right guard and the right tackle off to the left side in front of Brown, and picked up about 3.5 or 4 doing that.
Second and 4, I should say. Panthers are in Bishop Dwenger territory now at the 43-yard line. Trips to the near side. Hoppert looks in that direction, throws, deflected, and falls incomplete. Pass is a little bit high, but went off the fingertips of the intended receiver, Billingsley.
Yep, and Adam Lee on the coverage there. Nice job on that pass breakup. Just a quick out route or a quick arrow, if you will, and just unable to connect. So going to bring up about 3rd and 6.
Another 3rd down test for Hoppert in this Snider offense. We saw them convert moments ago as they are in Dwenger territory for the first time tonight. 0-0 is your score, 8:37 to go in the opening quarter.
They've thrown a lot more than I expected out of the gate here.
Yes, they have. 3rd down, man in motion, and a flag.
And they're going to be 3rd and 11 now. That's offensive coordinator's worst nightmare, going from 3rd and 6 to 3rd and 11. So a miscue that's not going to help them.
That's going to put the ball back at the 48-yard line of Bishop Dwenger.
That's mark of a young team. They've got a young group, do the Snider Panthers on offense.
Man in motion once again, and another flag. Exact same penalty.
With the exact same motion and the exact same play.
Yep.
So they're going to back it. They went from 3rd and 6 to 3rd and 16 trying to run that play. They may want to pick a different one.
Yep. That's going to hurt a bit. And now with a 3rd and 16, you have a limited number of plays in your playbook to get the first down yardage. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Hoppert to throw. He's got pressure, rolls out to his right, gets rid of the ball, and finds a man. He's going to be wrangled down across the 45, right at the 45-yard line. That's going to be 8 yards short of a first down, but a heck of an effort by Hoppert to get rid of that ball and actually on target once again.
That's 18, Darren Swanson, who a senior wide receiver for them, getting a catch there, and not been used real often, but does a decent job there to pick up some of that yardage back for the Panthers.
Yep, they get half the yardage they need, so 4th and 8, and the Panther punting formation is on the field. Saints standing back at the 20-yard line. It looks like Henry O'Keefe, and trying to make out the other.
Sam Campbell.
Yep, Sam Campbell. Campbell had a nice punt return last week against Bishop Luers. Here's the punt away. It's a short one, dribbling down inside the 20, taking a Snider roll down to the 15-yard line, and that's where it will be touched up. Bishop Dwenger takes over on its 2nd possession, but Corey, so far some early signs of promise out of this Snider offense.
Yeah, they're throwing more than we expected, more than they have been earlier this season, quite frankly. So maybe they're just trying to loosen up the Saints defense to be able to get back to their run game. But flip the field on them right here, and put the defense out on the field and see if they can get a stop.
They'll mark the ball at the Bishop Dwenger 14-yard line, 1st and 10 Saints. They'll come out in a spread formation, 2 receivers to each side. Lytle in the shotgun. Here's a snap. He's going to roll and pitch it out. KJ Tittman around the sideline across the 20 and knocked out of bounds, looks like at about the 22-yard line.
Quick speed option to the short side of the field from Lytle to KJ Tittman, and looked like number 38 for the Panthers. Markel Keel was in there to knock him out of bounds.
2nd and 3 Saints. Again, scoreless game here at Shields Field, 7:34 in the opening quarter. Saints still looking to pick up their first down of the game. Their first possession came up 3 and out and a missed field goal. Lytle again on the option, this time keeps it himself and all the way through the formation across the 30-yard line to the 33, and that's good for a Saints first down.
That's a nice run from the quarterback, and the thing that I liked about it the most was there was no hesitancy. I mean, he just decided to put his nose in there and go north and south and pick up that first down. Brought down by Ison Robinson on that particular play, number 8, their defensive lineman for the Snider Panthers.
He was close to breaking that one through the line as well. 1st and 10 Saints at the 33. Lytle is now rolling to his right, looks to throw, got some pressure, comes back, tosses it down the field. He's got Henry O'Keefe wide open. O'Keefe makes the grab inside the 20-yard line.
Well, and that's what happens if you're the Snider Panthers. If you don't get to the quarterback when you're in cover 0, man-to-man coverage with no deep safety, you better get to the quarterback, and they didn't. And he was able to complete that to O'Keefe because O'Keefe was able to get a couple of steps on the defensive back covering him.
And there's that speed we've talked about all season long. O'Keefe missed the first couple of games, and that speed factor was missing. Since he's come back, he's added a new dimension to this Dwenger offense.
Yeah, he really has. People can't key on Rocco Sioka quite as much now with Henry in there.
So 1st and 10 Saints at the 14-yard line. Lytle is going to hand this one off. Spin move by Tittman. He's going to get a couple yards, and that's about it.
Great spin move there by, was it Devin or KJ?
That was Devin, yeah.
That was Devin on that particular carry, and nice job. Spun right out of the hands of Dominic Moon, who was there in the backfield to meet him, but unable to bring him down.
And that's no easy task. Moon is quite a good player in the backfield. 2nd and 8 Saints. Lytle's in the shotgun. Devin Tittman behind him, man in motion now. Hand off to Tittman, this time straight through the middle. Follows his blockers inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. It's going to bring up a 3rd and short for the Saints.
Yeah, they're getting some nice movement up front from their offensive line, particularly on that left side. You've got Big Vinny Fiacable in there, as well as number 67, Austin Busher. And those guys are creating some real estate there for Devin to run into.
And we got the power personnel in now as O'Keefe and Sioka both check out of the game.
Double tights.
Yep.
Power eye.
Lytle under center on a 3rd and 3. Hands off to Devin Tittman, the second man through, and the Panthers are there to stop him at the 6-yard line, only a gain of 1.
Ran a blast play off the right-hand side where they kick out the defensive end, but too much penetration from that Snider Panther defense, and going to bring up a tough call for Coach Garrett. Looks like he's going for it on about 4th and 2.
Maybe not so tough. You talked about no hesitation by Lytle a minute ago. There was no hesitation there by Garrett. He's going to send the offense out onto the field on 4th and 2. Ball at the 6-yard line. They need to get to the 4. Again, power formation. Lytle hands it off. Devin Tittman pushes through.
We got a flag down.
He's got the first down yardage, but we have a flag.
And we've got a legal motion, legal shift on the Saints. Can't do that. You just can't do that on a 4th and 2 play. It's going to bring up 4th and 7. I assume they'll send the kick team in now.
And that's going to cost them 4 points right there.
I don't think that they ever got set. I don't think that the quarterback, they were trying to get going quickly before the defense could get set up, and I think Brendan Lytle may have pulled the trigger a little too soon there.
Yeah. He was anxious to get that first down. So instead, as you said, Corey, 4th and 7. Saints are lining up for the field goal attempt. It's going to be a 29-yarder for Joe Belanda, the junior. Here is the snap. Kick is up. It looks good, and it is. So your score, 4:15 to go in the first quarter. Saints 3, Panthers 0. We'll step aside. You're listening to high school football on RedeemerRadio.com.
Illumination Solutions is a family-owned and operated business that specializes in LED low-voltage landscapes and holiday lighting for homes and businesses. And now we introduce our new business called The Mosquito Doctor that specializes in mosquito barrier and event spraying. In addition, mosquito misting systems are also available. The phone number is the same for both businesses at 260-489-1000.
Welcome back, folks. Since 1958, Bishop Luers High School has proclaimed the gospel and excelled at academics, sports, and performing arts. Join us as we thank God for over 60 years of Catholic education. Back at Shields Field, 3-0 Saints after Belanda boots it through from 29 yards out. But if you're a Snider fan, you have to feel good. The Saints have had 2 trips inside the red zone to come out with 3 points.
No doubt about it. The lower the score of this game, the better the opportunity for the Snider Panthers tonight. There's no question about that.
So Belanda's going to kick this one away as the Saints strike first at Shields Field.
Would assume you'll get another squib kick here to keep it out of the hands of Easley Jones.
Belanda puts this one into the air, and that's exactly what we get. The same exact spot picked up by Juarez again. This time he's up across the 30-yard line to about the 31.
A little more prepared for it that time was number 3. It looked like 31 for the Saints in there. That's Cole Carey and on the stop.
So it will be the 3rd possession of the game for the Panthers. They had a fumble that they lost on the first one, and then their second drive was promising until a couple penalties pushed them back, and they were forced to punt. So we've already seen the Panthers go to the air more than they're accustomed to in their last several games. Hoppert's going to take the snap this time again, looks to throw. Out into the flats, it is on target and caught across the 40 to the 45 before he's wrestled down. And it looks like Juarez once again.
Kamari Juarez, the 5'9" sophomore. Panthers clearly seem to think they have found something in the flats against that Dwenger defense. They have attacked those flats just with regularity here in the first 3 drives.
And Hopper continues to put the ball on the money so his receivers can catch it at full speed and continue to make a move up the field. And there is a broken play. The snap comes to Hopper before he was ready, and a heck of a run by Hopper, picking up 5 yards.
Say, on a broken play, he picked up 5. They may want to try that again later. That's one of their better run plays thus far against that Saints defense.
That ball was snapped to Hopper, and no one on either sides of the ball were ready for it. Hopper just took it and ran.
Even the quarterback was not ready for it, but picked up 5 anyway.
So 2nd and 5 right at the midfield stripe. Movement before the snap, but the Saints defense gets back on their side of the ball. And trips to the far side for Snider. He's going to inside handoff to Brown, and he goes nowhere.
Power play inside. The Snider Panthers pulled their right guard out in front of Brown, and he was met there by the Saints defense. I couldn't pick up the number on the stop, but there were a couple of guys in on that tackle and with authority.
Referee's kind enough to give him a half a yard on that play, so it's going to be 3rd and about 4.5. They need the 45-yard line of Bishop Dwenger. Here's Hoppert. He's going to keep it himself, option around the near side, and wrestled down about a yard short of the first down.
Yeah, they went zone read, and the quarterback keep on that, and you're right, Eric. He's going to be about 1 yard short here. We'll see what the Panthers decide to do.
Another big decision. We've had several of these so far in the early going here. And the offense remains on the field, at least so far.
I don't know if you saw that interaction on the sideline, but it was Coach Isaacs and Coach Tippmann, 2 of the Panther royalty. And Coach Tippmann looked at Coach Isaacs and says, "Can your offensive line get us a yard?" And Coach Isaacs waved his hand and said, "Go."
Here we go. Power set up, and now they're going to want to talk about this. Snider's going to take a timeout here. Maybe Tippmann wasn't completely sold on that.
They had Ison Robinson in the backfield, their big defensive lineman, and he was going to be a lead blocker, but they're going to talk it over.
We'll step aside as well. You're listening to high school football on RedeemerRadio.com.
Does debt have you down? Are you worried about your credit cards, your mortgage, or keeping your car? Notre Dame Federal Credit Union can help. Our people are trained to be financial physicians. They can give you a checkup, help you to heal, and stay healthy. Don't be embarrassed. It's why we exist. When your body is sick, you go see a doctor. When your finances are sick, you go see the friendly folks at Notre Dame Federal Credit Union. You already share our values. Why not share in our benefits?
Back at Shields Field, big 4th and 1 coming up for the Snider Panthers at the Bishop Dwenger 46-yard line. They call the timeout to talk things over, and here comes the offense back out onto the field, so they will go for this. Big formation here. Hoppert's in the shotgun. And here's the snap. It's going to be handoff to Brown. He dances through the line, is going to pick up the first down to the Bishop Dwenger 42-yard line.
Right behind the block of Ison Robinson. They put him in there for a reason. He's a load.
Yeah.
Big fella there. 6'1", 265 is what they've got him listed at, and I'm not sure that's enough.
Of course, he was the transfer who came down from Michigan, had to sit
Illinois.
out.
Barrington, Illinois, yeah.
Had to sit out a few weeks, but he's made his presence felt since coming into this Panther lineup. 1st and 10. Hoppert's going to fake the pass again. Short pass over the middle. It's caught at the 40. Gain of 3 yards before he's brought down.
Another run-pass option there. They ran the blocking scheme up front for power, but he pulled it out of the running back's belly and made the throw into the flat.
2nd and 7 upcoming as we tick down to 1:15 to go in this opening quarter. Saints on top 3-0. Here's a snap. Brown again with a nice sidestep through the line, and he's going to have just enough for a Panther first down at the 33-yard line.
Yeah, Gavin Grove's in there from his strong safety spot having to make that tackle, and if you're the Saints defense, you don't like it when your strong safety has to come up and make the play.
No.
That's a nice run out of that running game for the Snider Panthers. They're starting to get it rolling.
Yep, we saw the pass early on. Now the running has been effective with Tyrese Brown in the backfield. 1st and 10. Hoppert looks to throw. He's got some time. Chucks it down the sideline. He's got a man open, and he wins the jump ball inside the 5-yard line.
Wow, nobody's done that all year. Darren Swanson was able to go up over Callan Stauffer and make the play. Callan Stauffer leads the area in pass breakups, but he was unable to make the play that time.
The only player we've seen do that is Mason Engler.
Yeah.
He was the one who was able to win 50-50 balls every time.
That's a great point. I forgot about the Carroll game, but nonetheless, I still think Callan was the player of the game that night.
Yeah. And so now 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Brown's going to take the handoff, and he is going to walk into the end zone for a Panther touchdown.
Yep, they went loaded up again with Ison Robinson in the backfield to be the lead blocker, and he comes through once more, and they score to go ahead here to the Snider Panthers.
6-3 is your score with the extra point pending, and the Panthers have, I would say, woken up the Bishop Dwenger faithful here at Shields Field. With 26 seconds left in the opening stanza. Now we've seen Bishop Dwenger block a few extra points so far this year. Here's a snap, kick is down. This one is good. So Snider, with the touchdown, they go up on top, 7-3 here, late first quarter action. We'll step aside. You're listening to high school football on RedeemerRadio.com.
I love this house.
Me too, but our closets are too small and everything is a mess.
I agree. Is there someone we can call to help?
Remember when John and Shelly Ross of Closet Concepts redesigned the pantry in our old house? They can customize closets too.
Maybe they can also install a storage system in our garage.
I'm sure they can. Closet Concepts has been in business for more than 30 years. They can do it all.
Closet Concepts serves the Fort Wayne and Indianapolis areas. Call 483-6763 for a free closet design quote.
Back at Shields Field, 7-3 Panthers as we check in with Nick Gray on the sideline.
Well, guys, a few updates so far. Right now, Southside's beating Bishop Luers. That game's being played on the South Side at Southside. Homestead's up on Wayne 7-0. Northrop's North Side right now is tied at 7. East Noble's beating New Haven 7-0. Back up to you.
All right, thank you, Nick. Of course, Homestead in the driver's seat in the SAC. All they need to do is beat Wayne and Southside these last 2 weeks, and they've got the victory bell on their sideline another year. Kick is fielded at the 19-yard line by the Saints, and coming around the side all the way to the edge and up to the 40-yard line. The ball is out and then picked up by O'Keefe.
Wow, really lucky there. Teddy Steele was on the initial return, and ball came flying out of there, and he's lucky he had a teammate there, Johnny on the spot.
Wow, so Saints have had two, as we've said, I hate to sound like a broken record, but 2 trips inside the red zone and only come away with 3 points, and now all of a sudden find themselves trailing 7-3, position they haven't been in a whole lot this season.
No, you're right, and getting on that fumble is something they've done pretty well, though. The Saints have only turned the ball over 4 times in 7 games this season.
That's incredible. Here they come, 1st and 10. Lytle's in the shotgun, looks to throw, looks to the near side. He's going to pull it back down, now rolls to his right. He's got pressure, looks to get rid of it, and they've got him all the way back at the 20. Lytle finally slings it across and finds an open man across midfield at the 42-yard line.
He has been able to do that all year, evade that one last defender and find Rocco Sioka, which he did once again for a big gain.
Wow. Lytle able to dance his way in the backfield, and just when it looks like he's going to go down, he runs backwards. We've seen him, early on in his career, he would be dancing all over the field, and you started to think he's going to get the Saints into trouble. He's cut that down. He's kept his happy dances to a minimum, and that time it came in handy as he was able to unload and pick up a big first down. That's going to bring an end to the first quarter. Your score after 1. The Snider Panthers 7, the Bishop Dwenger Saints 3. Back with second quarter action after this on RedeemerRadio.com.
Bigger than any box score, local sports are a victory for the entire community.
Right, we're going to take
building up leaders, breaking down barriers, connecting generations, teaching integrity, blazing a trail, sparking our economy. That's why Meijer sponsors hundreds of local sports teams throughout the Midwest. From Little League to the big leagues, uniforms to stadiums, Meijer knows when we support the home team, we all win.
Here at St. Joe Tree Farm, we want to celebrate the Christmas season with you and have fun while we stay safe on the farm. This season, social distancing will be in place and masks will be required to keep our customers and employees healthy. Our gift shop will open Fridays and Saturdays in October. Make plans to bring your kids to choose their favorite ornament. Our tree sales begin in November. Watch our website, stjoetreefarm.com, for more information. St. Joe Tree Farm offers good luck to the players tonight as well as the fans listening. Let's make this a blessed Christmas season. Together, we can do this.
Back at Shields Field, 1st and 10 play. Lytle stepped forward in the pocket, and it looked like he had a bit of contact with one of the linemen, dropped the football, and the Saints again fortunate to fall on the loose ball and bring up a 2nd and long.
Yeah, you explained it perfectly. The Panthers were able to get in there with a nice pass rush, knocked it out of his hand, but he was able to jump back on it himself. Sets up 2nd and 14 here.
Saints have the ball on the Snider Panther 46-yard line. Lytle this time hands it off, and that's KJ Tittman, and he is wrestled down in the backfield. Panthers are there with the penetration, and KJ pays the price.
Went with a little zone play there, inside zone to KJ Tittman, and Trenton Hurst, number 10, senior linebacker for the Panthers, met him in the backfield. No gain whatsoever, 3rd and 14.
Well, just like that, Lytle had his Houdini act to get the first down, and then 2 plays for -4 yards, and now the Saints are behind the sticks here. Dwenger trying to respond to the Snider touchdown. They're going to go trips to the far side. Lytle's in the shotgun. Here's a snap, looking to throw. He's going to step up in the pocket, and then the pressure collapses, and Lytle is sacked.
And that's where he struggles just a little bit. If he gets outside the pocket, he's able to evade that defender in most cases. But stepping up into the pocket, he's not nearly as comfortable, and they were able to get that heat on him, and I presume that will send the punt unit in.
Yep, 3rd and 15 for the Saints. And the ball is at the 47-yard line.
4th and 15.
Oh, I apologize.
Maybe not. The offense is still in. Probably the pooch punt, I presume.
Yep. Lytle's taking a step back, and he is going to punt this one away. That is a high punt, not a lot of distance on it, and it goes almost straight sideways.
Into the stands, by the way. Nice catch by a youngster down there.
They're gonna walk that up to the 37-yard line.
Yeah, not much of a punt. Must have been off the side of the foot, and that, you know, the advantage of that pooch punt is not to get a return, but that was a bit of a disadvantage on that one because it was just so poorly struck.
Yeah, a net of only 10 yards. It looked like Lytle maybe didn't give himself enough room and had to step to the side.
That's the issue with the pooch punt.
Right.
Is it's tough to find enough real estate back there to get it off sometimes.
And when you step to the side, you risk going off the side of your foot, and that's what we saw there. So good starting field position for the Panthers at their own 38-yard line. Here's Hopper looking to throw. He's going to roll to his right. Checks to throw it, and he's got a man wide open down the sideline and off the fingertips of Swanson.
Yeah, made such a great catch on the last series, and that one he was wide open with no defenders near him and right through his hands. I think Hopper may put a little bit more zip on it than he was expecting there.
He was probably excited to see Swanson so wide open.
Yeah.
That one would have been good for first down yardage and then some, as he had room down the far sideline to roam.
Got to hand it to the offensive staff of the Panthers. They have kept me guessing for sure with their play calling and their balance. I didn't expect this much through the air.
Man in motion for the Panthers. Hopper's going to hand this one off. It's Brown through the middle, gets tripped up, and falls forward for a gain of 3.
Power play. Looked like Devin Tippmann may have tripped him up, and then Gavin Groves cleaned him up once he got there. So going to bring up 3rd and about 7.
Big play for the Dwenger defense to try to get the ball back here. But as you said, Corey, Hopper has been zinging it all around the field to much success and putting the ball exactly where it needs to be. 3rd and 7. He's got one man in the backfield with him. That's Brown. Hopper looks to throw, fires it over the middle, and it is intercepted. I believe it is. Saints have the ball at the 45.
What are they calling?
No, now they're going to talk about it.
They're calling a reception for the Snider Panthers, but yet going to bring up 4th and 2 or 3.
Wow.
With Swanson, I believe. Swanson and Stauffer out there again together, just like we had on the last series. And it looked like Stauffer came out of there with the ball. And they both had hands on it initially, so that's a tough call for the Saints.
Yeah, you know, we had that conversation a couple weeks ago, and a fake punt by Snider. Straight through the middle, and a first down yardage across midfield. It is
Ison Robertson with a phenomenal play call there at midfield. The Panthers are letting it all hang out right now.
Wow. So the fake punt straight through the heart of the Dwenger defense gives them a first down at the 44-yard line.
Gutsy call, and you got to hand it to the Snider staff.
Well, and that near interception looms very large.
Oh, no question about it.
Because instead of the Saints getting the ball back anyway with the punt, now it's Snider retaining possession and having a first down. Hopper's got Brown with him in the backfield. This time he's going to keep it himself around the near side across the 40-yard line. Big hit there as Colin Vance lays the wood.
Wow, big hit by 12, Colin Vance. I mean, we haven't seen that this season. Now, the free safety hasn't had to make many plays, quite frankly, for the Saints in the run game in particular.
Right.
But he laid a lick there on Mr. Hopper.
Hopper bounces right back up, and he gained about 5 yards on the play, down to the 39.
After watching Ison Robinson run on that fake punt, I'm wondering why they don't have him in the backfield a little more often. He looked good with the ball in his hands.
We might see it yet. This time it's Brown through the middle, and he's getting not much there, maybe a yard, as the Saints converge.
Looks like they went counter Trey that time, pulled the left guard and tackle, and just not much real estate there. The Saints stuffed it up the middle. Looked like Devin Tippmann again was in the heart of it.
Brings up a 3rd and 4 for the Panthers. 6:53 to go in the second quarter. Snider on top of Bishop Dwenger, 7-3. Hoppert's in the shotgun, one receiver to each side. Brown with him in the backfield. Fakes it to Brown, rolls to his right, and again, a wide open man in the flats. He's going to be right at the first down marker. It looks like they may give him the yardage.
Flag down. Looks like maybe some motion. I don't know. Pass was completed to look like 90 Lincoln Firks, their tight end. Yep, procedure.
Yep.
Going to make it 3rd and 9.
Yeah. It looked like that would have been first down yardage as well. So.
Nice play from the Snider Panthers. You know, a week ago we talked about how on our live stream broadcast we talked about how good a screen team Lures is. The Panthers are very well known for their ability to throw the ball to the tight end. That's the first ball we've seen tonight to the tight end, but they do that better than anybody in the state.
Here is 3rd and long. Hoppert looks to throw. Same formation there, looking for the tight end once again. This one sails just wide. And honestly, Corey, that's one of Hoppert's first balls that's been off target tonight.
Yeah, that one was intended for Connor Wertman, their other tight end. Had a big game a week ago, but unable to connect on that one, and they're going to send the punt team in.
So the Saints able to stop the bleeding there after the fake punt. They're going to get the ball back with about 6 minutes to go until halftime. Here's the snap. Punt is away. Trent Ryder sends this one down inside the 5, bounces into the end zone for a touchback.
Yep, just a little too far out of Ryder, but Saints will start at the 20.
You know, last week against Bishop Lures, we saw a slow start for the Saints. They led 7-6 midway through the second quarter, only 14-6 at halftime. Do you feel like this is kind of a similar effect tonight?
Yeah, maybe. Although, you know, with in both cases, you know, if you get caught looking at the record of the opponent, you can sleepwalk your way into the game a little bit. But I have a hard time believing that Snider didn't have their attention.
Yeah. So the Saints have a 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. 2 wideouts to the far side, 1 to the near. Here's Lytle. Hands it off. KJ Tippmann around the far side looking for the edge, and he will not get it. Hit right at the 20.
Outstanding job by 32 Isaiah Maxwell of extending that play. He is playing contain on that far side, and he stretched that play out to the sidelines until his buddies could arrive and made a really nice play. Gain of only about 1, as you said.
And KJ is going to have to come off the field. Looks like there might be an equipment issue, so he's going to have to step off the field. It's going to be 2nd and 9 for the Saints. Second 9 for the Saints. 5:40 to go until halftime. They're going to send trips down to the near side for Lytle in the shotgun. Here's a snap. Inside handoff. This one's, again, a very short gain as the Snider defense is there for the stop.
Devin Tippmann on the carry there. You can tell this is a big game to the Saints coaching staff as well. I mean, coming into this game tonight, the Saints had 19 different players carry the football this season, but we have seen Devin Tippmann carrying the football in the first half tonight, probably more than any game so far this year. So it's a big deal.
Well, and he was their workhorse last week as well against Lures. Finished that game with 11 carries for 148 yards and 3 touchdowns. So he was a very, very focal point of the Bishop Dwenger run game last week. And I think you're right, Corey. As you go in the season, you learn your best combinations, and you learn that you need to put the ball in the hands of your best players when there's big moments.
No doubt about it. And, you know, this could be the type of thing that starts to get them ready for that playoff run as well.
So 3rd and 8 for the Saints. 2 receivers split out to each side. Lytle looks to throw. Looks to throw. He's going to roll to his right. Again, pressure. Gets rid of it to Campbell on the sideline. He's going to step out of bounds up near the 30-yard line, but he's going to be a couple yards short of the first down.
Brendan Lytle does such a nice job of being able to evade that pressure when he gets outside the box.
Yeah.
You just can't get him down when he's rolling right or left. So they've got to do, if the Panthers want to corral him, they've got to keep him in the pocket as best they can. But that time where they were able to get it done and force a punt.
And here is Garrett, punts this one away, a nice punt. It's going to bounce at the 42-yard line and then off of the knee of the receiver there, and he gets the ball in time just before he is leveled at the 35-yard line.
Tavarius Easley-Jones back there to return it. Looked like he just couldn't decide whether to pick it up or not, and by the time he did, he got leveled.
fortunate that he did not lose the ball after that hit.
No question.
So Snider's going to take over here, leading 7-3 with 4:37 to go until halftime. Again, the Saints are not used to trailing. This is not something they've done a lot this year. Trailed very briefly against Homestead late in the third quarter before they tied things up in the fourth quarter. And other than that, they've played a majority of this season in the lead. 1st and 10 Panthers. Hoppert's going to take the option, keep it himself, and fall forward for maybe a gain of 1.
Not much there on that speed option. They kind of faked it inside with a little jet sweep action, but didn't surprise any of the Saints defenders, and they were able to bring it down for no gain.
Yep, they'll call it 2nd and 10. Saints would love to get the ball back one more time before the end of the first half and try to take the lead. Snider's going to come out and trips to the near side. Here's Hoppert in the shotgun. Quick pass out to that way. It is caught across the 35 to the 40, across the 45. A flag comes out.
Yeah, they're going to
believe that's offensive
holding.
Yeah,
they're going to call a hold. Looked like 84 out there. Yep. Dorian Rogers was out there and may have held that block just a hair too long, and gonna negate that Keydrell Billingsley bubble screen first down gain.
Yep, Billingsley hit the corner and had a first down, but it's all for naught. This one's coming back. So that's really been one of the few bugaboos, if you will, for Snider so far. They've had a couple drives stalled because they've backed themselves up with penalties early on and haven't been able to recover.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But they're doing what they wanted to accomplish. They've kept it a low score and kept possession of the football. 4 minutes left in the half.
Right. Empty backfield for Hopper. He's going to keep it himself, tucks it and runs across the 30, the 35, out to the sideline, and just enough to get back across the original line of scrimmage. So a nice pickup there of about 10 yards.
But a really good open field tackle by Callan Stauffer.
Yes.
He was able to shed that receiver block and bring Hopper down before he got even more yardage.
Yep, after that it was down the sideline for Hopper. So Stauffer able to atone for the earlier play where he lost the jump ball near the goal line. And that brings up a 3rd and a long 9. Hoppert looks to throw, fires across the middle, and that one incomplete. Throws a zinger in the direction of Jordan Lee, but it falls incomplete.
Yeah, actually, I think that was intended for Lincoln Firks.
Yep,
yeah,
you're
tight
right.
end on a drag route across the middle, and they went with another little play action. It could have been RPO, and just unable to connect. The Saints were all over that one. They had those receivers, those tight ends in particular, well covered.
So Snider's going to punt this one away. Dwenger's going to get the ball. There's 3:13 to go left in the first half. And a 7-3 Panther lead. Here's a snap, and he does get the punt away as Dwenger brought the rush. And that one goes out of bounds, this time off the side of his foot.
Nearly into the Snider stands over there. So not the punt the Panthers were looking for. They'll trade bad punts with the Saints.
That one's going to be a net of 14 yards. And Dwenger's going to start with the ball at their own 49-yard line. Get the feeling this is an important drive, Corey.
It is, and important in more than one way. Mr. Lytle, Brendan Lytle, comes into this game 138 yards away from being the all-time passer of the Saints.
Wow.
And he's got 101 so far. Needs 37 yards to pass Kevin Mers, the great Kevin Mers.
There you go. This time inside handoff, and it is tackled in the backfield as KJ Tippmann cannot escape the Snider rush.
Ison Robinson in there. He's making his presence known tonight. Films that I watched of their previous games, he wasn't quite as active as he has been tonight.
So a 2nd and 10. They're going to mark that one just back at the line of scrimmage. 2:38 to go and ticking. They're going to put trips down to the near side of the field. Lytle in the shotgun. Flanked by Tippmann. Lytle looks to throw. Fires it across. Sam Campbell catches it at midfield with some room to run across the 45 to the 40 and steps out of bounds for a gain of 11 and a Bishop Dwenger first down.
Yeah, inching closer and closer to that all-time passing record.
We're going to keep you on the count there,
That's
Corey.
a nice, a really nice play, and getting Sam Campbell involved in this game as well. That's probably the third receiver now, I believe, that we've had a completion to tonight. So doing a nice job of distributing the ball is Brendan Lytle.
And Campbell's really had flashes of brilliance there on catching the ball and making some moves in open space. This time an inside handoff to KJ Tippmann and through the field up to the 34-yard line.
Yeah, the Panthers are lucky that didn't go for more. He got tripped up just a little bit and lost his footing. Otherwise, that could have been a much bigger gain.
He made it through that first wave of Snider defense and just got clipped on his way out.
Yeah, just as inside zone play it appeared. No pulling lineman of any kind, but a nice pickup for the Saints.
2nd and 4 after a nice pickup on first down. Here's Lytle in the shotgun. He's going to roll to his right. Option, he's going to keep it himself and close to the 30-yard line. They're calling down at the 32. It's going to bring up a 3rd and short.
Panthers do a much better job on that speed option. Reese Thomas as well as Dominic Moon there on the stop of quarterback Lytle, and going to bring up a nice 3rd down play. 1:28 remaining in the first half with the clock running.
Yep, I think this is perfectly within reason here for the Saints to keep this clock running, as they've got a 3rd and 2 power formation here. Lytle's going to take the snap. It's KJ through the middle. He's got some room to run inside the 30 down to the 26-yard line.
It was a power formation and a power play where they pulled Vinny Cable, the left guard, out in front of KJ, pick up that first down. They're going to move the sticks, but the clock's back running again.
Ticks down to exactly 1 minute to go. 26 yards away from the end zone. Saints content to take their time at this point. Lytle's going to hand it off again. And KJ Tippmann takes this one down to the 23-yard line. I believe Garrett's going to call a timeout here.
Looked like the same power play they just ran, and Ison Robinson there this time to hold it to about a gain of 2 or 3.
So the Saints take their first time out of the half, and we will step aside as well. You're listening to High School Football on RedeemerRadio.com.
The University of St. Francis has a way of making things feel very personal. You're not a number, you're a person. And that makes me feel really good and it allows me to learn better.
When you come to the University of St. Francis, they know you. They know who you are. When you're a senior, a lot of times before you even graduate, we already have jobs lined up. I actually just accepted a job this week, and I am so excited to start.
Welcome back, folks, to Shields Field. I want to remind you that locally and family-owned for 35 years, Tim Didier Meats has built a reputation for fresh, custom meat orders. If you'd like that special cut of beef for your next gathering, Tim Didier Meats can help. Prime rib, filet mignon, and Tim's own special ground beef, made fresh daily, can be ordered within an hour's notice. To place your order, call 260-482-8400 or find them on the web at timdidiermeats.com.
Let me clarify. Lytle has 78 passing yards so far tonight, Eric.
Okay. He's looking to add to it right here. Fires this one into the end zone. He's got O'Keefe, and instead it is intercepted. The Panthers pick this one off. I believe that's Jackson McCullough.
Jackson McCullough, sophomore defensive back. Just the 2nd interception of the season for Brendan Lytle, and he may have got a little greedy on that one.
Well, and it came in similar fashion to his first interception. It ended a drive that was in the enemy territory by throwing it in the end zone right near the end of the first half, as he did at Homestead back in week 4.
Yeah, just a little greedy there. Patience is a virtue, and he needs to kind of remember that when he gets down near the red zone.
So Snider's going to get the ball with 39 seconds left, and they will be more than content just to take a knee here and go into halftime with a 7-3 lead.
For sure. They are thrilled.
And the story of the game for the Saints so far has been missed opportunities. Multiple trips inside Snider territory and very little to show for it.
Exactly right.
So after they take a knee there, that one should do it. They don't need to run another play here at all as we tick down at inside 20 seconds to go. The play clock's at 22. So that's going to take us to the end of the first half. So after 1 half of play, your score, the Snider Panthers 7 and your Bishop Dwenger Saints 3. We mentioned a dogfight. The Saints are in a dogfight. We're going to step aside, be back with our halftime show. You are listening to High School Football on RedeemerRadio.com.
All right, can we take
the unpredictable Midwest weather can be tamed thanks to Current Mechanical. Call Current Mechanical for all your commercial, industrial, and institutional needs for heating and air conditioning. Current Mechanical will custom design a solution just for you. Current Mechanical, delivering value, quality, and performance. Current Mechanical is a proud sponsor of Redeemer Radio Sports. Call 420-8138 or visit us on the web at currenthvac.net.
Check out Ellarding Honda Kawasaki Motorsports, now in its 54th year. Over 200 new and pre-loved cycles, scooters, ATVs, jet skis, and multi-purpose utility vehicles that tow, haul, and seat up to 6. Trailers, accessories, gear, and repair service. The 2020s are here. Get huge factory incentives and special rates if you qualify. Ellarding Motorsports, doing business since 1965 off Coliseum on State Road 930 in New Haven.
Is a financial advisor who understands your Christian values important to you? Reinbold & Anderson, a financial advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, offers financial planning that respects Christian principles. Call Reinbold & Anderson at 260-432-3235. Offices at 5750 Coventry Lane, Suite 110, Fort Wayne, Indiana. Ameriprise Financial provides financial services without regard to religious affiliation or cultural background. Investment advisory products and services are made available through Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, a registered investment advisor.
Think of Briscoe Dentistry for your family's dental care. Dr. Todd Briscoe and team know that your body is more than just teeth and gums. Your oral health affects the performance ability of your entire body. And on the field or court, you want your body to perform at its best. So trust Dr. Briscoe and team to provide the ultimate in preventative, periodontal, orthodontic, restorative, and cosmetic dentistry. To optimize your body's performance, contact Dr. Briscoe at 260-486-9950 or on the web at briscoedentistry.com.
Welcome back to Shields Field, and we'd like to let you know that our halftime sponsor tonight, Shawnee Construction and Engineering, a full-service construction firm that meets and exceeds expectations. With a 94% repeat and referral business, when we say partnering for a lifetime, we mean it. And with that, we welcome you to our halftime show here at Shields Field. Your halftime score, Bishop Dwenger trailing the Snider Panthers 7-3. Corey, we've seen an interesting ball game tonight. We've seen Snider come out throwing the football, which we did not necessarily expect with the sophomore, young Mr. Luke Hoppert. And meanwhile, the Bishop Dwenger Saints have moved the football but been unable to capitalize on their chances.
Yeah, they followed the blueprint other than the fact that they've thrown the ball to kind of control the clock a little more than we expected them to versus establishing their running game. But the blueprint was to control the time of possession if they could, keep the Saints offense off the field, and keep this thing low scoring to stay in it, and they've done just that.
Well, really interesting to look at. If you look at the Snider Panthers, we mentioned 3 losses coming into this game, which is uncharacteristically for this program. But I will say this, the last time they had 3 regular season losses in a year was in 2011. They started 3-4 that year before they won 6 in a row and ended up making it to semi-state. And that 6-game winning streak started with a 42-41 overtime win versus Bishop Dwenger. That got them rolling. That is the magnitude of this rivalry, Corey. Yeah. I truly believe that if Snider can get something going in this game, knock off the Saints, it can really start a steamroll effect.
Well, given their season thus far, you've got to believe that they treated this game like it was Super Bowl week in a lot of ways.
Sure.
And the Saints are going to need to rise to that occasion here in the second half if they want to get back in this.
You look at this game from that perspective of, you know, the Saints can't wrap up the SAC by winning this game. They can't improve their postseason chances by winning this game. So in one way, it has no bearing on their season. But if you look down on that sideline, that's not the feeling you're going to get.
Devin Tippmann's not in the game running the football in the first half if it's meaningless to them. I mean, this is a big deal. This rivalry is a huge deal. There are a lot of kids on these rosters that live in the same neighborhoods together, quite frankly. A lot of the St. Charles kids for the Saints live right down near Snider High School. So, you know, this is a big deal, not only out here on this football field, but back in the hood as well.
You got that right. Well, we're going to check in on some first half stats with Kevin Thompson. Kevin, what do you have for us?
All right. Brendan Lytle was 4 of 7 for 84 yards. The long pass to O'Keefe for 48 yards kind of padded that in the first half. But O'Keefe had a reception for 48 yards. Rocco had one for 19. And then Campbell had 2 for 17. So if that adds up right, it should be 84. But then
you tell me, Kevin.
Yeah. Then rushing, KJ Tippmann was 7 carries for 23 yards, and then Devin had 5 carries for 13 yards. The total rushing yards for Dwenger was 17 carries for a total of 51 yards in the first half. For Snider, Hopper was 4 of 9 for 42 yards passing, which we don't see much of that. It's, you know, good for him for what the season's been. And then rushing, he's had 7 carries for 42 yards on that. And then Snider's rushing yards, 21 carries for 111 yards.
Wow. I mean, that tells a story right there. Snider has doubled up Bishop Dwenger in rushing yards, and Hoppert alone has almost as many rush yards as the entire Bishop Dwenger offense.
Yeah, looking over stats, Thompson's shoulder here, a couple things that jumped out at me in addition to what he mentioned were Snider has 153 total yards. The Saints have 129 in the first half. Snider's run 30 offensive plays to the Saints 23. Yeah. And the Saints' run game is averaging just 3 yards a carry so far. So those are the things that kind of jump out to me about why the Snider Panthers are on top on the scoreboard after a half.
Well, and we mentioned the missed field goal that early on by Belanda that hit the crossbar and unable to make it over. We talk about Lytle's interception in the end zone, just trips that normally we see this Dwenger offense capitalize and finish. And that's just not been the point. That's not been the case tonight.
That's a great point. 2 times, you know, deep in enemy territory there and did not cash in.
So instead, your score, Snider 7 and Bishop Dwenger 3. We're going to take a break and be back with some updates across the SAC. You're listening to high school football on RedeemerRadio.com.
This one's a
Hello,
3-minute
I'm
break.
Tom Steele with Tom Steele Tire and Auto Repair, a family-owned business for over 35 years. We carry all major brands of new tires as well as a large selection of quality used tires to save you money. We do all types of auto repairs, be it brakes, alignment, or just fix your air conditioning. Tom Steele Tire. Give us a try. You'll be glad you did.
Redeemer Radio's Tune In for All In virtual fundraiser is still in progress, and we need your help. All donations propel our mission of evangelization forward. If you missed our live video event with special appearances from some of your favorite priests, go to redeemerradio.com/allin. While there, make your donation or call or text GIVE to the Holy Cross College text line 260-436-9598.
How do we join a new group? Typically, we receive and accept an invitation to belong. Second, there is recognition of shared values or belief. Finally, we modify our actions to align with the group or behave. Belong, believe, behave. For someone newly approaching faith communities, it can feel like this order is mixed up. It may feel that I have to believe or behave a certain way before I can belong. Even worse, I may see hypocrisy in how those who belong and claim to believe actually behave and be driven away. The beauty is that Jesus invites all. He famously derided the rich and powerful, instead seeking out and inviting the outcasts, the materially and spiritually poor. And the church he founded is meant to be a hospital for the broken, not a museum for the perfect, including the hypocrites. And all, including you, are welcome. Let's listen today to a couple of these invitations. The Spirit and the bride say, "Come." And let him who hears say, come. And let him who is thirsty come. Let him who desires take the water of life without price. Jesus in the Gospel of Matthew says, come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Let's pray. Jesus, our light, you say, come. Help us accept this free invitation. May we all know that we belong in your love. Amen. This is Mike Kelly with Pray for Two. Listen to them anytime at prayfor2.com or on the Redeemer Radio app.
And welcome back to Shields Field here. It is 7-3. Panthers on top of the Saints, and we're going to send things down to Nick Gray, who's got some updates from across the SAC.
Well, guys, it's kind of hard to follow that Pray for Two with Mike Kelly, but I'll do my best. Anyhow, Bishop Luers just scored, and 2-point conversion to get their score back up to 14, so they're leading Southside 14-7. Concordia has beaten Carroll, guys, 14-9.
Wow.
Right now, Homestead's up on Wayne, 21-6. Northside's beaten Northrop 21-14. East Noble's up on New Haven 7-0. Leo out at Columbia City tonight. They're tied at 7. And Cherubusco's beaten West Noble 9-6. That's where we're at right now. We'll send that back up to you guys.
Awesome. Thank you, Nick Gray. And Corey, a lot of interesting scores there, including one that we're watching very closely that has postseason implications with Northside and Northrop.
Yeah, you read my mind. Northside and Northrop will be in the other half of the 5A sectional bracket that the Saints will participate in a few weeks here. And obviously, Northside, Northrop, very close game so far, and if the Saints are able to get past Anderson in round 1, which will be a home game, they will face the winner of a Northside Northrop second matchup, which will take place in about 3 weeks.
Yep, so the IHSAA had their tournament draw last night, and that's what Dwenger got in the first round. They'll take on a 1-6 Anderson squad here at Shields Field. And then if Northside were to beat Northrop, then Dwenger would get to host the sectional championship right here as well against Northside. But that's no given. We see those two teams playing tonight, and that's going to give us a bit of a preview. Yeah, and that game will be interesting to watch, which we'll get a chance to watch that game in preparation for Northrop coming out here to Shields Field next Friday night. But you want to talk about a couple of opposites attracting out there at Northrop. You've got Northrop, who has maybe a lot of people think the best running back in the city. Yeah. And Northside having potentially the best quarterback in the passing game in the city. So you've got balls flying through the air for Northside and on the ground heavy for the Northrop Bruins. 21-14 was the score there. Of course, if you like scoring, you'd not only like following Northside, but how about Homestead last week, putting up 70 points. Now, of course, if you're a Dwenger fan, you were rooting for Carroll in that game to knock Homestead out of first place in the SAC. But instead, Homestead not only knocked off Carroll, they did so in a record-setting fashion. You don't often see, Corey, a school set school records for most passing yards individually, most rushing yards individually, and receiving yards individually in the same game, and that's exactly what they did. Yeah, they put on an absolute offensive clinic against the Carroll Chargers. Carroll's defense must have forgot to get on the bus. Well, I tell you what, anytime you can start a game throwing an interception and then score touchdowns on 10 consecutive drives, you're going to be in good shape. Yeah, that's 10 consecutive scoring drives. That's you're right. That's pretty impressive. So hats off to Homestead on that win. Of course, Evan Ormsby, 466 passing yards, 287 rushing yards for Hardwick. And then Nate Anderson, who, of course, ripped the heart out of Bishop Dwenger fans about a month ago, had 230 receiving yards on 5 receptions. Nate's a very underrated receiver in the SAC, and obviously making a name for himself now. Jared Kistler on the other side of their offense at Homestead gets a lot of love because he's a Division I recruit, but Nate Anderson has just been spectacular for them this season. Yep. And Ormsby would have a very strong lead, in my opinion, on most improved player. If you look at beginning of the season to now, I mean, in those first 2 weeks, that was when he grew up, basically, because then we came into the Dwenger game against Homestead talking about how he really had not asserted himself, did not have his feet under him yet after throwing, I think, 5 interceptions the first 2 weeks of the season. And boy, I think that Homestead Dwenger game was a turning point for him, especially at the end of the game, the overtime periods. He really got a lot of confidence, and he has not looked back yet.
No, it was absolutely his coming out party against the Saints that night, and he has not looked back since.
Interestingly enough, I was talking with Coach Garrett about a week ago, and he said in a lot of ways that Homestead game, the way that Dwenger lost, was a turning point for them. You know, often you hear about a team that's doing poorly making a big player with a big win that turns things around positive for them. For Bishop Dwenger, you know, they had a play that didn't go their way, and yet it turned out to be a turning point for the positive for them, because they really came together after that game, and I think played their best game of football the next week against Carroll, and then made their most complete game against Concordia. So Bishop Dwenger really responded well after that loss, and now we see more adversity, and how will they respond here tonight?
Yeah, you know, sometimes you need to get a team's attention.
Yeah.
If they're sleepwalking through the season, so to speak, or it's been easy, you know, you've got to use a loss and the adversity that comes from one as a positive. Now, they won't have an opportunity to grab the SAC bell, but this could, you're right, that loss could end up setting them up for a deep playoff run.
And we'll have to see how they respond here in half number 2 tonight. I'd like to remind you folks that Notre Dame Federal Credit Union is the largest Catholic credit union in the United States. Notre Dame FCU has served over 800 Catholic entities in over 25 dioceses nationwide. These include colleges, parishes, schools, food pantries, homeless shelters, and Catholic radio stations, including Redeemer Radio. Member-owned, not-for-profit banking is the way to go. You already share our values. Why not share in our benefits? That's Notre Dame Federal Credit Union. And we're going to take one more break and be back with our third quarter of action. You're listening to High School Football on RedeemerRadio.com.
My grandma thought the mission of Redeemer Radio was so important she included them in her will. I love knowing that passing on our faith was so important to my grandma that even when her life on earth ended, she was able to make Christ known and contribute to the mission. When I hear Redeemer on the radio, I will forever hear my grandma.
You too can share our faith with the next generation by remembering Redeemer Radio in your will or estate.
Indiana Physical Therapy is your choice in Northern Indiana. We treat all walks of life, from peewees to professionals, Olympians, and those in between. You can schedule at one of our 17 locations without a doctor's order, and we communicate with your physician. We accept all insurance plans and have the highest credentialed and reputable staff. Open 7 to 7 to schedule the same day you call. IPT gets you back to work, life, and play. Indiana Physical Therapy. Call 209-2464 or indianapt.com.
Welcome back to Shields Field. We're about a minute away from kickoff here to start the third quarter. And we'd like to remind you that our Tippmann Properties is letting you know that St. Felix Catholic Center in Huntington, Indiana offers one-day and overnight retreats with over 70 rooms. Be sure to visit Our Lady in her grotto and walk the 30 scenic acres. St. Felix is the former home of Blessed Solanus Casey. Visit their website at sfcatholiccenter.com to schedule your next meeting or retreat. So 7-3 your score here, and of course we heard the score about Bishop Luers up 14-7. They're over on the radio dial tonight, 106.3 FM. You can listen to the Knights taking on the Archers, and we should mention their sectional draw as well, Corey. Bishop Luers is going to host Whitco in the first round of the Class 2A sectional 35, and the winner of that game, if the Knights should advance, will face either Central Noble or Fairfield. And there's a school you know well hanging out on the other side of the bracket that might have something to say about that sectional.
Yeah, Eastside Blazers, who knocked the Luers Knights out a year ago from the sectional, are on the other side of the bracket. And just to throw a score at you. The Blazers are up 21-0 against Central Noble tonight.
There you go.
And so yeah, they're lurking over there, and would be a great sectional final, and I believe that would take place at Lures Field. So a little different venue than a year ago up in Butler.
Yeah, a lot of strong records up there. You got Fairfield 6-0, Bluffton 6-1. Eastside 6-1. Now, of course, they have not all played equal levels of competition, but still some formidable opponents.
Tough sectional.
Tough sectional. So we look forward to bringing you all postseason action here on Redeemer Radio and RedeemerRadio.com as we follow both the Knights and the Saints as far as they go in the state tournament. And we hope we have some deep postseason runs here this year. We are set to go in quarter number 3. It's the Snider Panthers kicking away to the Saints. And we are underway. Deep kick towards Sam Campbell. He's going to let it bounce, and it goes into the end zone for a touchback.
Fantastic kick there by Trent Ryder, senior kicker for the Snider Panthers. Kind of kicked it into the corner and got it to bounce into the end zone as well. That is just perfectly placed.
So the Saints offense comes out, and for Brendan Lytle, it's a chance to atone for that interception that ended the first half as he looks to get this offense going. Saints had a strong third quarter last week against Bishop Lures with 3 touchdowns, and that really is what put the game away. Lytle's in the shotgun. He's going to hand off to Devin Tittman. Hard hitting through the middle, and Tittman's going to fall forward for a gain of 2.
Ran a little look like a counter play of some sort there, and just not much there. Dominic Moon, it appeared, on the stop.
Second and long, Saints. Seen a lot of Devin Tittman carrying the ball. You know, that's something we didn't see early in the season. As we saw Louis and KJ and a lot of other individuals get to share the rock, but Devin really has established himself as the workhorse. Second down, they'll fake it to Tittman and throw out to O'Keefe. Catches that at the 25 and is hit immediately by Billingsley.
Man, it looked like a pickup
or
of just
Easley Jones, I should say.
Just a couple, went play action there, fake to the running back and hit O'Keefe in the flat, picked up a couple. We mentioned it in the first half. I'll mention it again. Brendan Lytle is about now, I think, 51 or 52 yards away from the all-time passing mark set by Kevin Mers here at Bishop Dwenger. And so we'll keep an eye on that record and see how he does.
Going to be 3rd and 5 Saints at their own 25-yard line. Lytle in the shotgun looks to throw. Fires it across the middle. He's got a wide open man. It is caught at the midfield stripe across the 40, 35, 30, 25, and caught at about the 20-yard line. Fantastic pitch and catch there, and it was Sam Campbell on the receiving end.
Yeah, defender fell down. That may take care of the record right there, potentially. We'll have to get a number from Stats Thompson on the reception there, but if that was more than 52 yards, I think that he probably just did it.
He was on the 25, and they're down to the 21, so that's going to do it. That's good for
math to you guys.
Good for 54 yards on that connection, in my estimation.
I think that'll do it. All-time passing leader takes over for Kevin Mers.
Wow, impressive. Lytle's going to keep it on this time, runs inside the 20. Down to the 17-yard line.
Went a little speed option there to the short side of the field. Not a lot there, but a nice gain on first down.
Lytle just last week actually eclipsed 4,000 passing yards and 40 touchdowns in his career. And now another milestone tonight. Congratulations to young Mr. Lytle.
Longevity, big deal there. Got an opportunity to start in each of the last 3 years, even though he didn't take over until most of the way through his sophomore season. But next year's going to be interesting without him calling the plays.
It's going to have a different look for sure. This time he's going to hit Campbell again, and Campbell thrown down after a gain of 1.
Yeah, went play action, went back to that little quick out or arrow route, and just nothing there that time for the Saints. Great play out there. Looked like maybe 32 Isaiah Maxwell on the coverage.
You know, Campbell doesn't have the speed of O'Keefe, but I really like the way he catches and runs the football after the catch, and has really shown some shifty moves this season, especially for a sophomore.
Yeah, I was wrong. Lamarion Bailey was the was the defensive back that made the tackle on that one.
Big 3rd down and 5 for the Saints. Lytle looks to throw. He is flushed out of the pocket, runs into the official, and is going to go down. Now a flag on the field.
I think they're going to get bailed out by a face mask there, are the Saints.
Wow.
The official was, the white hat was right in the way on the play, couldn't find a way out of the play.
Yeah, we're used to seeing him escape that pressure, and he had his avenue taken out by the official.
But then Snider bailed him out with, I think, a face mask. We'll see if it's a personal foul or an incidental.
So the Saints might catch a break here, and here's the call. It is a personal foul. That is going to be a 1st down for the Saints, and it's going to be, I believe, a 1st and goal. They'll do half the distance to the goal line.
I'm not so sure about that. Let's see, what are they going to do here? It's not an automatic 1st down. It is 3rd and about 2.
I really thought a personal foul would have been a 1st down.
Yeah.
So it does give the Saints new life, though. Instead of a 4th down, they have a 3rd and 2 now at the 13-yard line. Lytle's going to hand it off. It's Tittman inside the 10. He gets tripped up there. He's got a 1st down, but we have a flag in the backfield.
That one's coming back. We got a hold in the middle.
Back and forth we go as these penalties have made a big difference on this drive on both sides.
Well, the Panthers sideline squawked quite a bit on that personal foul on the face mask. I can only wonder if maybe that was a bit of returning of the flag there for the by the white hat.
You dare make that speculation, Corey. Interesting.
A little payback there to even things out potentially.
So
I didn't say that.
No, of course not. So the ball's going to be back at the 25-yard line, which is about where Lytle got sacked. But instead of being 4th down, it's going to be 3rd and 13. And they're out of Belanda's range now, so they need to pick up some yards here, if not the 1st down. As Lytle looks to throw, he is flushed out, and this time they are going to get to him.
Again.
Nope, they
Face
throw his
mask
helmet
again.
off, and once again, the Saints are going to benefit from a penalty.
Another face mask.
Wow. Twice the Snider Panthers have had Lytle wrapped up in the backfield, and twice they have done so in illegal fashion, and another flag against the Panther D.
Well, he is so slippery, Brendan Lytle. He is tough to get a hold of, and they just are grabbing for anything that they can grab onto.
You know, the Panthers defense is visibly frustrated, but that's the right call, Corey. When you rip the face mask off, there's really no choice.
Yeah, when the helmet comes off, you're absolutely right. You know, unnecessary, quite frankly.
It was not like he got hit and the helmet flew off.
No.
As you see on the replay, if you're watching on BD Media Productions, appreciate you for tuning in and listening to us and watching the replay there. So that's going to give the Saints a 1st down. Nope. I take it back. A 3rd down. 3rd and 9. Lytle again with another shot. He's going to look to throw. He's got pressure again. He's going to go down, and this time it's going to count.
You know, and that is a play that he just can't make because that takes him out of field goal position as well. You know, the worst thing that you can do is take a 10-yard sack in that instance.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's a senior quarterback. He should know better than that.
Well, no doubt he was trying to make the play. He's been frustrated. He wants to get this ball in the end zone, as the Saints have not been able to do all night. But you're right, Corey. They had the ball on the 20-yard line. And after the sack, it's back to the 33. So now it's going to be 4th and 22 on the 33. You're kind of in no man's land. So Lytle's going to pooch this one away. And that's going to bounce. Oh, boy, did they save that at the 1-yard line?
I think they may have
they
inside
did.
the 1.
That is a huge call. Lytle punted that ball, and it bounced inside the 5 and just died.
I've got to go to the BD Media Productions replay on that one because I don't know whether
to me, Corey, the special teams were there to keep the ball in play, but it looked like they were partially touching the end line.
Yeah, and it looked like the ball touched the end line. But again, I'm not down there with the bird's eye view of that official who made that call. And Snider is going to start from very deep in their own territory.
That is a tough call to make. And the official was absolutely right there on the spot.
He was. Kurt Tittman was out to the hash at the 10-yard line.
It was the correct call.
Did not have the ability to overturn it.
And Nick Gray there on the goal line had the view as well and confirms it was the right call. So it's going to be a handoff for the Panthers. They're going to get just out of the end zone to about the half-yard line.
Yeah, this is tough sledding down there, and an opportunity for the Saints to get a stop, maybe for a safety and get the ball back here. I'm sure that's their defensive coaching staff has got to be loading up the box to try to accomplish that.
Well, we're about to find out how much Kurt Tittman has trust in young Mr. Hoppert here. Is he going to let him put the ball in the air? He is, as he throws it out into the flats, and that one is incomplete near the 5-yard line.
Very dangerous there, throwing to the far hash out of the end zone like that.
Yeah.
But going to bring up 3rd and about 10.
Well, even if the Saints don't get a safety, if they're able to bottle up the Snider offense on this play, it's going to be a punt from the back of their end zone. I mean, worst case scenario, Dwenger's going to have outstanding field position on their next drive. But first we have a 3rd and 10. Hoppert looks to throw. Saints get to him. He's going to escape the pressure and run out of the end zone. A couple shifty moves up near the 10-yard line. He's going to be just short of a first down, but that is an outstanding play by Hoppert.
He's shown more speed tonight than I thought he had based on watching film over the last couple of weeks of him. Done a nice job of evading that pressure. That very easily could have been a sack in the end zone, and he turned it into a 9-yard gain.
After he escaped the initial pressure in the end zone, he then had 2 defenders converge right near the goal line, and he sidestepped right between them. So it is going to be a 4th and 1 at the 10-yard line.
Little breathing room on the punt, though.
Yeah. If nothing else, they feel a lot better about this. High snap. They do just barely get the punt away. It's a high punt, and it goes out of bounds near the 30. We'll see where they spot it.
And not a great punt, quite frankly, and the official's favorite thing, to run down the sideline and get to
and make an arbitrary decision.
The decision on the angle that it went out of bounds. Those guys love to do that.
They'll mark it at the 32-yard line. So the Saints, after that punt, get the ball right back about where they started on all the crazy shenanigans with the Lytle sacks.
Woo.
Yeah, take a second to catch your breath after all that.
Absolutely.
Here we go. 1st and 10 Saints at the 32. 5:57 to go in the 3rd quarter. Lytle's going to take the snap, hand it off to Devin Tittman, trying to follow his blocks, and actually gets pushed forward by the defenders up to about the 30-yard line.
Ran a power play behind big Vinny Fiacable, pulling from his left guard spot, and picked up a couple of hard yards there. Looked like Isaiah Maxwell there on the stop for the Panthers.
2nd and 8 Saints. Boy, we talk about the missed opportunities, Corey. I don't think the Saints can afford to have many more of those if they want to get a lead in this ball game.
Big opportunity for him right here. Sam Campbell in the game, running power read.
And they're going to blow this one dead before it started. False start on the Saints.
Sam Campbell was at the quarterback position. They brought him in. He's a little bit more mobile, maybe reads that a little bit better, and they went power read with Devin Tittman in the backfield. But the problem with a new quarterback and a new cadence is you jump off sides, and that's exactly what happened there, and that's a 5-yard loss.
2nd and 13 for the Saints now. They're backed up at the Snider 35-yard line.
Gotten a little too cute there.
Yep. Lytle's going to fake the handoff, look to throw. Now he's going to tuck it and run through the middle and duck inside up to the 32-yard line. So back to the original line of scrimmage, and that brings up a huge 3rd and 10.
It looked like Maxwell was there, maybe Ison Robinson. That's what the Saints want to do, the Panthers want to do, is force him up into the middle of the pocket and then converge.
And we should credit the Panther secondary as well, not just the rush that's getting to them, because Lytle has had multiple pass options here, and he has not been able to find anybody.
That's a great point.
3rd and 10. Saints spread things out. Lytle looks to throw. Pressure off the edge. He's going to roll away and step inside one defender. Now looks to throw at the 35. He's got a man open. Caught at the 20. Inside the 15 for a Saints first down.
He is an absolute Houdini out there in his ability to escape pressure. I thought the defense had him dead to rights twice there, and he was able to escape and find an open receiver.
You know what he did? He let the edge pressure come straight to him, and at the last second rolled away from it, and they were unable to keep the momentum towards him. And then able to find Teddy Steele.
They have brought Lytle to the sideline again, and it looks like they're going Wildcat to KJ Tippmann this time.
They must have something in this Wildcat formation that they like. KJ awaits the snap. He's going to take it and run straight through the middle down to the 10-yard line.
There's really no surprise to what they're doing. They
Right.
lined up right there and ran inside zone, kind of a split zone, where they kick out the backside defensive end with the H-back, but it is just straight ahead with KJ Tippmann.
Good for 5 yards. 2nd and 5 Saints as we tick down inside 4 minutes to go in this third quarter. Saints still trailing the Panthers 7-3.
What's the difference between Notre Dame Federal Credit Union and a bank? Well, banks are owned by investors looking to make a profit.
If you're new to an area and finding your way around.
That's going to make it a 3rd and short for the Saints. 3.5 to go in this third quarter. And a huge 3rd down call here. The ball resting at the 8-yard line. They need to get to the 6 for a first down.
Brought Lytle back in. Looks like they brought maybe their power backfield back in. I formation, KJ Tippmann in front of Devin Tippmann.
And it looks like the Saints are going to want to power for these 2 yards. They do on a quarterback keeper. Lytle's going to keep it. It looks like he's down to the 5-yard line.
I think he's got it.
Yep. No official mark yet.
Really good push up front by the middle of that
And there it is.
Saints offensive line. You got Joey Fabini in there at the center position. Nice job right up the middle there. He doesn't get nearly the credit that he deserves, Fabini at the center spot.
Oh, you got that right. It's going to be a 1st and goal at the 5-yard line. I formation once again for Lytle under center. Hands it to Devin Tippmann. Tippmann is into the end zone. We do have a flag on the far side of the field.
We got motion.
And yep, it's going to be an illegal shift on the Saints.
That's the second time that's happened tonight, and I think what's going on there is Brendan goes up to the line of scrimmage and he doesn't get a view as to whether the rest of the tight end hadn't set yet, and he's got to make sure that all of his players are set. I thought it was somebody in the backfield, but looking on the BD Media Productions replay, it was the tight end on the left side. Now he's got to get set faster, but that's Brendan's job to make sure that everybody's down.
So that will wipe out a 5-yard Devin Tippmann touchdown run. And instead, we're back on the 10-yard line. Still 1st and goal from the 10. Saints absolutely have to cash in here on this drive. 2:38 to go in this third quarter. Play action for Lytle is going to roll to his right. Got pressure once again. Zings it to the end zone and is intercepted. The Panthers have the ball running back to the 25-yard line. Trenton Hurst coming up with a huge pick for the Panthers.
Monster change of scenario there for the Snider Panthers. And that's the 3rd time this season and the 2nd time tonight that he has rolled to his right and thrown an interception near the end zone. So, just got to be a little bit more patient there and live to fight another play. I know he's trying to make a play. And that's what he does so well, is he extends plays, and normally it works out in his favor, but it did not in that case.
So uncharacteristically, Lytle with the interception, his first multi-interception game of the season, as he has tossed it back twice to the Panthers. And Trey Hurst, who had the fumble recovery return for a touchdown last week, 69 yards, comes up with the big takeaway here. 1st and 10 Panthers. Hopper's going to roll to his right, zing it across the middle to the tight end. It is caught for a first down.
Lincoln Firks, we talked about earlier in the first half, just how good a an offense Snider is at getting the ball to their tight ends on that drag route, play action drag route, a little quarterback boot, if you will. And boy, that was on display right there.
We're going to find out a lot about the Saints here in these next few minutes as they are up against the wall here, turn the ball over, and now on their heels on defense. How can they respond? Quick bubble screen out the 40-yard line up to about the 44 as they get about 5 yards on first down to Kedrell Billingsley.
Yeah, Billingsley on a little bubble screen. Sam Pisa was there in the backfield but unable to make the play, and Devin Tittman came out from his middle linebacker spot and finally brought him down.
2nd and 5 Panthers, 1:25 to go in the third quarter. They're going to send trips to the far side, now a man in motion. Hopper's going to fake the handoff, keep it himself, ducks inside the 45 to about the 46. It's going to be 3rd and short Panthers.
Yeah, a little speed option there again, and just not much yardage there. Good job by the Saints defense in making that stop and forcing the 3rd down here.
Big play for both these squads as Snider looks to again just drain more time off the clock, control the possessions, and put together a long methodical drive. 3rd and 3. Halpert's in the shotgun, 2 receivers to the far side, looks near side, and that one is just short. It's going to be incomplete as he was out there looking for a Dorian Rogers, and the throw slightly underthrown.
Long throw from the backside hash on a 5-yard out route. That's a tough throw for a quarterback to make, particularly a right-hand quarterback throwing to his left. Asking a lot of the young sophomore on that one.
So 4th and 3. It appears they're lining up for a punt. Of course, we saw a fake punt run to perfection earlier. They are going to boot this one away. And it is fielded all the way back at the 11-yard line. Here come the Saints inside and just tripped up there. O'Keefe had a lot of room to run in front of him, and a spectacular open field tackle limits him to the 28-yard line.
Number 58, Kent Burkhead, sophomore for the Snider Panthers, just got Mr. O'Keefe by a shoelace, or else he's probably still running.
Wow. So the Saints get the ball back, 28 seconds to go in this third quarter. They trail 7-3. And if you're Mr. Lytle, it's time to have a short memory. He's under center this time. Single back will hand off to KJ Tittman, and he gets buried.
Football's out.
And it's out. Now we'll see what they call here. Are they calling forward progress stopped?
Oh, they are. And Coach Tittman is just beside himself over there because they stripped him. They stripped him clean.
As we look at the replay here, I mean, he had been driven backwards about 5 yards before the ball came out.
Yeah, that's a tough call if you're a Snider Panther right there.
Wow. And that is going to bring us to the end of an exciting and very back and forth third quarter. No scores on either side, and your score remains 7-3 Snider heading into the fourth quarter. We're Step Aside. You're listening to high school football on RedeemerRadio.com.
What's the difference between Notre Dame Federal Credit Union and a bank?
Just so you guys know,
well, banks are owned by investors looking to make a profit.
You are on 106.3
Notre Dame
FM.
FCU is different. We are a not-for-profit, member-owned cooperative. Our mission is to help our members improve their lives by providing products and services to save them money. If we end up with too much money ourselves, we simply give it away to our members' favorite charities. Last year, over $1 million. You already share our values. Why not share in our benefits? Notre Dame Federal Credit Union.
If you're new to an area and finding your way around, ask a local. If you're a business wanting the best talent, ask local staffing experts. We're Spherion Staffing, Fort Wayne staffing experts. Owners Tom and Elizabeth Pentenberg and their team bring over 10 years experience to hiring initiatives. Whether you need administrative, light industrial, or professional support, Spherion knows the local talent. Gain a hiring advantage. Call Spherion at 496-9900 or follow us on Facebook at Spherion Northeast Indiana.
Back at Shields Field, 2nd and 12 for the Saints. Lytle zings it out to the near side, and around the edge goes KJ Tittman.
Just that little running back flare route out of the backfield, pick up about 5 or 6 yards there and get them to a 3rd and manageable situation here.
Corey, we had the benefit of watching that replay a couple times on the monitor here. What'd you think?
Yeah, I can't say anything, but the Saints are extremely fortunate because that was a fumble all the way. I have no idea when the whistle blew necessarily on the field, but his forward progress was in no way stopped. The Saints caught a break there.
Lytle's going to roll out on 3rd down, pass it back, and it is Fiacable on the catch at the 30-yard line, and he is stopped. A little bit of trickery there by the Saints, and Fiacable unable to.
Little tackle-eligible play out of the Saints there, but Ison Robinson did not take the cheese on that one.
Wow.
He stayed with Vinny somehow. Noticed that he slipped out to the outside, and interesting time of the game for that play call, quite frankly.
On a 3rd and long. So instead it's 4th down, and the Saints are back to punt. Simon Garrett punts it away. This one's going to bounce and take a Snider bounce at the 41-yard line.
Tremendous field position there for the Panthers, out to about the 41 midfield roughly. Great place for them to start.
So the Panthers get the ball back. Not nearly the field position they would have had if that fumble had been called. So, boy, there's been a lot of big calls, Corey, in this game, and I suppose you can say some have gone each way, but maybe none bigger than that one.
Yeah, I'm sure Kurt Tittman feels as if there aren't many that have gone his way over there. But again, he's on the road.
Yeah. So. Here come the Panthers on 1st down. It's a fumble, and this time the Saints fall on it.
Wow, opportunistic on defense there were the Saints, and they went counter tray, and I don't know if it was a handoff issue or if he just got blown up at the line of scrimmage. I'm going to watch the BD Media replay here.
I think it was a missed handoff.
He just simply got blown up. 75 for the Saints. That's big Ashton Scary, sophomore, comes up with the football. What a great play by Ashton to follow the ball there and come up with it.
So the Saints are the team that benefits from a fumble this time. They've got the ball at the 38-yard line of the Panthers, and another opportunity to cash in.
Went right up the middle on an inside zone or a split zone potentially there, and Devin picks up some nice yardage on that play to start out this drive.
Yeah, if you're the Saints right now, I think Coach Garrett and the offensive staff is going to go back to your bread and butter here.
Yeah, you would think that all the tricks are over with at this point, and they will line up and probably try to run it down the Panthers' throat here if they can.
Nice pickup of 5 yards for Tittman on 1st down, brings up a 2nd and 5 from the 33-yard line. Sioka runs in motion. Now 2 receivers down to the near side. Lytle is going to hand it off to Tittman again through the middle, following his blockers inside the 30 down to the 20-yard line, and a 1st down for the Saints.
Counter play for the Saints there. Really nice job of hitting that hole at full speed out of Devin Tittman. Was running downhill on that one.
Will the 4th quarter belong to the Saints? Off to a nice start with the fumble recovery and moving on offense, and the ball is now sitting on the 20-yard line. 10 minutes to go in the ball game. Lytle's awaiting the snap in shotgun. 1 receiver out to each side. Tittman there in the backfield. Another handoff to Tittman through the middle to 10 and into the end zone for a Saints touchdown.
I think that's a split zone play, inside zone with the H-back. KJ Tittman kicking out the backside defensive end, and he found a crease and just took it to the house. Great run by Devin Tittman, but great work up front by that Saints offensive line.
They created a big hole for Devin to run through there, and Devin went almost untouched 20 yards into the end zone. And just like that, the Saints are back on top. It took over 3 quarters to get in the end zone, but now Belanda, as he boots the extra point, it is up, it is good. Saints back on top, 10-7 here at Shields Field. We'll step aside. You're listening to Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM.
Are you looking for an orthopedic specialist? Ortho Northeast has been serving the community for over 55 years with offices in 3 convenient locations. Dr. John Pritchard is a board-certified orthopedic surgeon with over 25 years of experience with O&E and can assist you with the best treatment plan for your knee or shoulder pain. Dr. John Pritchard is looking forward to meeting you and helping with all your orthopedic needs. Call Dr. Pritchard at 260-484-8551 or online at orthone.com.
Devin Tittman putting the Saints on top with a 20-yard touchdown run straight through the middle of the field. Saints are up 10-7, and Corey, has the offense awoke?
Yeah. You know, if I was just thinking on the other side of the field, if you're the Snider Panthers, you got to feel a little bit snake bit there. You feel like you forced a turnover that you didn't get a call to go your way, and then you turn it over yourself, and now all of a sudden you're behind 3. So we're going to see a lot from them right here about how they react to that chain of events.
Yep. Belanda set to put this one away, and I tell you, that Saints sideline was just going bananas after that touchdown. 9:48 left in regulation. Belanda approaches the ball and puts it into play. Again, squibs this one, fielded at the 15-yard line, picked up, and now across the far side of the field to the 20. And that's about as far as he get. That was a Dorian Rogers on the return for the Panthers.
It just never fielded it cleanly and allowed the Saints kickoff coverage team to get down there and make a nice stop, and they're going to start at about the 20 again. So great job by the Saints special teams.
Well, plenty of time left. If you're the Panthers, you don't have to feel like you need to change up your game calling, abandon the run at this point. And honestly, Corey, I think Tyrese Brown has had a lot of success running through the middle of this defense.
Yeah, they need to just stay balanced, stick with their game plan. It's worked really up to this point other than the fumbles. So
Brown's going to take this one and able to tiptoe his way for about 2 yards on first down.
Unable to get away from Devin Tittman. We've called his name a lot tonight on both sides of the football.
Yep.
He has played a whale of a game for the Saints.
Well, and that's what you expect and call for from your captain. Senior captain for Devin Tittman. You talk about Lytle being a 3-year vet. Devin Tittman has been playing 3 years of varsity football here with the Gold Helmets. Second down, it's Brown. This time he gets a bit of running room up across the 30-yard line and good for a first down.
Pretty good tackle, quite frankly, in the open field by Colin Vance right there. Number 12 came up from his free safety spot and was able to he's given up a lot of pounds to Mr. Brown and was able to get him to the ground.
So the Panthers moving the ball here. They've got it up to the 32-yard line and a fresh set of downs. Trips to the near side for Hoppert in the shotgun. He looks in that direction, fires it into the flats. It is caught and hit immediately. That is Colin Stauffer delivering the blow.
Number 3, Kamari Juarez on the reception, but great play by Stauffer. He let go of the coverage that he was in on the wideout to come up and make the play on the slot receiver there, and just a great heads-up play by your corner there, Colin Stauffer.
2nd and 8 after the gain of 2. Hoppert's in the shotgun, 2 receivers out, and an inside handoff to Brown yet again, wrestled down after a short gain. It's going to be 3rd down for the Panthers.
Yeah, number 48, Matthew Jimenez was in on the stop there from his linebacker spot, bringing up a big 3rd down really for the Snider Panthers.
Yep, 7:55 to go on the clock. If you're the Panthers, you know you're going to get a limited number of cracks at this thing. All the more important to capitalize on this drive. Hopper's got 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near in the shotgun. Here's a snap, rolls to the far side, looks to throw, fires this, and he had a man open. Would have been a first down, but puts it just beyond his extended fingertip.
Not only did he have him open, but he had real estate to run for it himself.
Yeah.
And chose to make the throw. The intended receiver was 27, Tyler Dent, another sophomore. But, rolling to his left, throwing with his right, and just was unable to connect there. And again, I'm sure Coach Tittman was looking at, right, it happened on their sideline. He saw a lot of real estate there that Hopper could have kept it himself for the first down, but chose to throw it instead and just did not connect.
Yep, we've seen Hopper make a number of plays with his legs tonight. Instead, it's going to be 4th and 6, and Panthers punt this one away. It's going to bounce at the 37-yard line, and the Panthers will down it right there. So the Saints back on offense, and they are leading 10-7 with 7:28 to go.
Here's where you want to see your offensive line kind of set the tone and take over this game. A long drive with some points at the end of it would be a nice exclamation point for that Saints offense.
Here comes Brendan Lytle to direct this offense. Made a lot of big plays in his career, but it was Devin Tittman giving the Saints the lead on their last possession. And Tittman is there with him in the backfield. And it's going to be a quick screen out to the far side. Good for about 6 yards on first down. It looks like that was...
I think Sam Campbell?
Yeah, Campbell up there on the far side making the reception.
No, Henry O'Keefe. I'm wrong. Bad eyes way across the field there was Henry O'Keefe on a slip screen. Just quick little starter play for the drive. Picks up a nice 5. A good start.
2nd and 5 for the Saints. And they picked up yards there, but the clock was stopped as O'Keefe went out of bounds. Here's a snap to Lytle. Hands it off to Devin Tittman straight through the middle. And he is going to pick and choose his way up to about a yard short of the first down at the 46.
Just such a good job of always falling forward when he carries the football. He just very rarely gets stopped for a loss of yardage and often gets more than you expect.
Yeah, it's a great point. So 3rd and 1 for the Saints. 6:51 to go.
I would expect under center quarterback sneak right here potentially if they don't give it on a blast play to Tittman. No, fullback.
That's going to be fullback, and Robinson blows it up in the backfield.
Yep, they did not fool anybody there, and that's a huge stop for that Panther defense. We'll see what the Saints decide to do. 4th and 2 on their own side of the 50. 6.5 left in this game. Are they going to punt it or are they going to go? They're sending in, looks to me like they're going to go.
Yep, they're putting in their receiving group with O'Keefe and Sioka. Corey, this is a huge call because it's a 3-point game. If they turn the ball over here, you know, you're looking at about only 20 yards to get into field goal range.
I can't imagine they would throw on 4th and 2, but I've been wrong before.
Is he just going to punt this one away?
Pooching.
Yep, Lytle's going to punt this one. He had excellent.
What a great punt.
Excellent job last time. This one's going to roll almost to the 10-yard line, and they'll stop it at the 12.
Really well executed there. You eliminate any kind of return from Snider on that because it looks like the offense is on the field. Very well executed play by the Saints.
And no disrespect whatsoever to Simon Garrett, their punter, but Lytle has just had a knack for pinning the ball deep in the opponent territory.
Yep. Other than the one off of the side of his foot in the earlier in the game, he has been money on that play.
Garrett's probably thinking, can't you let me do something? You get to throw the ball. Come on.
Let me play.
Yeah. So the Panthers will get another crack at this. They are down by 3, 5:48 to go. They're going to start this one deep in their own territory at the 12-yard line. Hopper, inside handoff to Brown. He's going to push the pile forward to the 15-yard line. Gain of 3 on first down.
Power play out of the Snider Panthers. You know, something interesting, just looking over their roster and their offensive group. They've got some nice receivers, but they really don't have that game breaker that can catch one and take it to the house like they have had in past years. So I think if they want to score here, they're going to have to consistently get some yardage and mount a 10 or 12 play drive to put this thing down the field.
Right, because of that, with only 5 minutes to go, this might be their last chance with the ball. Quick screen out to the far side and about a couple more yards there up to the 19. It's going to be 3rd down already for the Snider offense.
And that's a really long throw on that screen pass all the way from the backside hash out to number 18, Darren Swanson. And again, no disrespect to Darren, he's a very good receiver, but he's probably not that guy that's going to take it to the house for you.
He was the one that came up with a big catch down on the 1 yard line.
You're absolutely right. He went up and over him for that.
So we've seen some vertical game there. It's going to be Hopper to throw on 3rd down. Passes it back to the near side. It's picked off by the Saints. Back inside the 30, the 20, and wrestled down at the 20-yard line.
Adam Lee was Johnny on the spot. He did not get fooled by that play. He did not leave his post on the backside. He was there. They went with a kind of a throwback play, if you will. And he stayed home. He gets a lot of credit on that. Tremendous play by Adam Lee right there.
You know, Corey, that reminds me of the play Snider ran in 2018.
2 years ago.
2 years ago to the tight end. That was the game-winning touchdown.
Dwenger. I can remember that like it was yesterday, and you're exactly right. Same kind of play. But Adam Lee stayed home, and that's a phenomenal play on his part.
And the Saints also getting there to Hopper with some pressure in his face that maybe made him get rid of that just before he wanted to.
I think he expected it to be wide open.
Yeah. So a 1st down run for Devin Tittman. He gets wrapped up in the backfield.
Loss of yardage just after I said you don't ever see that. Ison Robinson there to make a great play. He has shown out tonight.
Yeah,
I have been impressed with number 8 up front for Snider.
We are ticking down to exactly 4 minutes to go in regulation. The Saints with a chance here to extend their lead. They lead 10-7. And, of course, a touchdown here would make it a 2-score game. I formation for the Saints. Lytle's under center. He's letting that tick down all the way on the play clock before he takes a snap. It's going to be a naked bootleg for Lytle. Out across the 20-yard line to the 15, and now inside the 15 down to about the 12.
Yeah, great boot. Just a great fake. They did have a defender stay home. Number 20, Lamarion Bailey, did a nice job of staying home and not being fooled, but he couldn't make the open field tackle.
Well, the silver lining for the Panthers is that Lytle went out of bounds at the end of the play, so the clock does stop at 3:36, and a big 3rd and 3 here.
Yeah, if you're Snider, you've got to get a stop and force a field goal here to keep this as a game inside of a touchdown.
Absolutely. You don't have the offense to get 2 scores in the final 3.5 minutes. I formation for the Saints, going back to their bread and butter. Hand off to Tittman through the middle, following his blockers inside the 5, and he's going to have a 1st and goal for the Saints.
Big play for the Bishop Dwenger Saints. When they needed one, they went blast over the left side of that line behind Vinny Fiacable, behind Austin Busher, and were able to get the yardage that they needed. 1st and goal from the 1.
And what I love about that play call, Corey, is you're not getting too cute. You're not trying to go, with some trickeration or misdirection. You're just going back to your strength and running the ball with Devin Tittman. And now a 1st and goal for the Saints from the 1.
Probably do it again. Nope.
Lytle under center. He's going to keep it himself. Push from the backside.
I think he's in.
Waiting for, yes, there it is. Touchdown, Saints. And that one might be the nail in the coffin.
Could very well be. That's a big score there on the touchdown, and a big drive, quite frankly. All set up by that Adam Lee defensive play to stay home on that throwback. I can't give that kid enough credit for that defensive play.
And now the Saints are an extra point away from going up by 10 with 2:58 to go in the game. Belanda on for the PAT attempt. Snap is down, kick is up, and it is good. Your score, Bishop Dwenger 17, Snider 7, as Brendan Lytle, the senior, takes it in from 1 yard out. We'll step aside. You're listening to high school football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM.
Mike Lay with Knights of Columbus Insurance has been humbly serving Catholic families in Northeast Indiana since 2013. Knights of Columbus Insurance is a Catholic company serving Catholic families since its founding by Venerable Father Michael J. McGivney in 1882. Does your insurance company invest in a way that complements your religious beliefs? Are they pro-life, pro-family? Are they charitable and Catholic? If you would like to work with an insurance company that follows the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops guidelines for investments, call Mike to learn about the Catholic difference. Mike Lay with Knights of Columbus Insurance, 438-8677.
Welcome back, folks. I'd like to remind you that Dr. Adam Osenga of Northeast Chiropractic Center is our 106.3 sports media sponsor. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram for all the scores, plays, and highlights. We are at Shields Field, 2:58 to go, and the Saints have scored their second fourth-quarter touchdown here to go up 17-7. And Corey, as you said, it was all set up by the defensive play. Adam Lee with the interception, and a couple plays later, Brendan Lytle taking it in from 1 yard out.
Yeah, that's just, I'm sure the coaching staff was well aware that that play could be coming out at a really opportune time for the Snider Panthers after being beat on it, as you said, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And
but we both recognized that right away,
yep,
though.
Absolutely. Similar play. And, you know, again, I can't give enough credit to number 30 for the Saints for staying home.
Belanda to kick this one away. Panthers down by 10. They need 2 scores in the final 2:58. And this one again pooched down, and it goes past the Snider receiver there. It was number 3. Kamari Juarez let it go right past him. So that was a dangerous play.
He must have got a hand on it or not. Did he get a hand? Did he touch it or did he not? That's the question.
Well, I think he did, because they're looking like they're going to mark it at the 11.
But the white hat threw a flag on the play.
That's true. They're going to have to talk about it.
They're trying to decide whether it went out of bounds or whether on its own or whether it was touched before it went out. I tend to think it was touched before
I do too.
It went out.
The way that Juarez immediately turned around and started running back towards it, that's usually a telltale sign.
They're getting together and trying to make a call here.
Yeah. Either that or talking about who's hosting the postgame party.
Well, the white hat got chewed out pretty good in the timeout there by Coach Tippmann, so we'll see if he has the guts to wave this off. He is. He's waving it off.
Waving it off. And Tippmann's going to walk out again and have a word.
Not real happy, Kurt isn't at this moment.
Well, and if you're the Panthers, you know, you've played so hard this game.
You have.
And in a lot of ways, they outplayed the Saints through 3 quarters of play.
Yeah, you can't argue that point.
So that, I mean, it hurts. And that's the kind of thing you see in this rivalry, Corey. I mean, it doesn't matter who starts well, it's who finishes it.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of outstanding finishes in this series. You know, as you mentioned, 8 of the last 10 meetings have come down to a 1-score game. And this one was 1 score for a lot of it until Bishop Dwenger put that nail in the coffin, and that was an interception. Callan Stauffer off the deflection picks it off.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Hopper was under a tremendous amount of pressure, rolling left, throwing back right again, threw into some traffic. One of his players got a hand on it. I think it was Kedrell Billingsley got a hand on it. But then Stauffer catches it and somehow is able to get a foot down before he goes out of bounds.
Unbelievable play, and I tell you what, Hopper was just leveled in the backfield after he got rid of that football.
They quite frankly just aren't really set up to come back from a deficit in the sense that they aren't your typical spread type of passing game, but amazing play there. Billingsley had a hand on it, but Stauffer comes down with it and has the presence of mind to get a foot down.
So the Saints will take over at the Snider 33-yard line. 1st and 10 with 2:51 to go. And Lytle is going to hand this one off.
Louis
Tippmann.
Pulled down from behind by number 8, Ison Robinson.
Yeah, he is pumped up after that play.
He's got to lead this game in tackles. There's no doubt about that. He and Devin Tippmann are vying for the tackle crown tonight. And they'll call a timeout and stop the clock.
Yep. So we'll step aside as well. You're listening to high school football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM.
Redeemer Radio's Tune In for All In virtual fundraiser is still in progress, and we need your help. All donations propel our mission of evangelization forward. If you missed our live video event with special appearances from some of your favorite priests, go to redeemerradio.com/allin. While there, make your donation or call or text GIVE to the Holy Cross College text line 260-436-9598.
Back at Shields Field, Saints on top 17-7 and have the ball right now with a 2nd and 9 as they look to put the finishing touches on this one. A game that was, it was 7-3 Panthers heading into the 4th quarter. before everything started going the Saints' way. Offense, defense, even the refs helping out a little bit.
Veteran team, you expect them to take over in the fourth quarter, and the Saints have done that.
Lytle in the shotgun for second down. Another handoff to Louis Tippmann. He's going to take this around the near side, inside the 30, and spun down at about the 28.
Number 20, Lamarion Bailey, as well as 47, Dominic Moon in on the tackle. They'll call us their second timeout, will the Panthers, to stop the clock once again.
And we'll keep it right here. Boy, I tell you what, Corey, the way this game is turned, honestly, it reminds me of the first time we saw Brendan Lytle play quarterback on the varsity level. The Homestead game 2 years ago, he came in, relieved and injured Patrick O'Keefe, and the Dwenger offense was not doing much at all. They were trailing entering the fourth quarter before one run by Hayden Ellinger just kind of opened the floodgates, and they scored a couple touchdowns in the fourth quarter to pull away for the win by a couple scores.
I don't know how you remember that sort of thing. I don't remember what I had for breakfast this morning, so that's a great memory on your part, but I'll take your word for it.
Oh boy, I've got nothing for you, Corey. No, it's plays like that you know, that really put into perspective what the senior class means to Bishop Dwenger. Guys like Lytle and Tittman and Vinny Fiacable. Yeah. I mean, you talk about not only the on-field performance to lead your team back, but just the leadership, the intangible qualities that really that never say die attitude, the attitude where you're never out of a game. And Lytle's just going to keep slinging it, man.
And senior night next week for that class, which have logged a lot of downs in this program over the last 3 years.
It's going to be 3rd and 5 for the Saints after the timeout. Lytle's in the shotgun. Another handoff, this time Gavin Groves through the middle, and he's going to be close to a first down.
Yeah, Groves' first carry of the night for the Saints. They're spreading around the ball carries now here late in the game, and that may just about do it, quite frankly.
It's going to be a first down Saints. Tittman was ready to call their last timeout if it was short, but instead, Groves got just enough to move the chains, and we're down to 2:18 to go. Snider only has one timeout left.
Saints firmly in control here.
Yep. They're a resilient bunch, no doubt about it. Going to be I formation for the Saints. Lytle under center. Groves again on the carry, tiptoeing his way through defenders inside the 20, all the way down to the 10-yard line. That's going to be another first down for the Saints. 1st and goal from the 10.
I'm going to credit running back coach Todd Hartzog on the running backs that we have seen. Now, we mentioned earlier in the game 19 different guys have carried the football this year. But again, remember, coming in tonight, they have had 3 total fumbles in 7 games lost. That's it. 3 fumbles lost. I mean, ball security is such a key factor, especially when you're sending in that many backs at a time, and all of them carry that rock and chin it up high and tight and protect the football.
1st and 10 Saints, 1:28 to go. Lytle's under center yet again. Hands off to Louis Tittman through the middle, and Tittman is inside the 10, almost to the 5-yard line. If you're the Saints, you might just kneel it out from here.
I think I would here.
I don't think you want to.
In this rivalry, I wouldn't poke the bear.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea.
Or the Panther in this case.
Oh, yeah? You would go there, wouldn't you?
Yeah. The Bears, the Bruins are next week.
Yeah.
Right?
Don't get ahead of yourself there.
I'm sorry.
You might be hearing from your wife on that one.
I might. Mascot jokes. We've resorted to mascot jokes.
We have dipped down to that level. Here we are, folks. 45 seconds to go. It's 2nd and 5 for the Saints. I formation yet again.
Wow.
Lytle's handing it off. Tittman goes down at the 2. Just go down.
Yeah. I would hope that
they don't have to run another play.
Yeah. You would think that they would take the walk off here and be done, but.
Standing ovation from the Dwenger faithful as the Saints are going to walk out of here with a 17-7 victory. Lytle comes back into the huddle, but I think it's just to high-five his teammates. And tick down to 11 seconds, 10. They're not going to worry about running another play here.
Glad to see it.
Good sign there. And that is going to be your final score, folks. The Bishop Dwenger Saints behind a strong fourth quarter. 2 touchdowns in the fourth to pull this one out. And they will walk away with a 17-7 victory here at Shields Field after a valiant effort by this Panther squad. We will step aside, be back to wrap things up here at Bishop Dwenger. You're listening to high school football on RedeemerRadio.com.
Redeemer Radio's Tune In for All In virtual fundraiser is still in progress, and we need your help. All donations propel our mission of evangelization forward. If you missed our live video event with special appearances from some of your favorite priests, go to RedeemerRadio.com/allin. While there, make your donation, or call or text GIVE to the Holy Cross College text line 260-436-9598.
Clemberg Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram knows that every buyer is different. Maybe you don't have a trade, or you don't have a whole lot to put down. Maybe you're working through a divorce, and maybe you declared bankruptcy that one time. You don't have to settle for a poor, depleted selection of vehicles on some shady corner lot, because believe it or not, you can still drive a brand new vehicle. Clemberg Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram has a finance approval plan just for you. You can still have a big dealership experience, even with credit issues, at Clemberg Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, under the giant American flag on Coliseum, and always online at ClembergDodge.com.
Programming on Redeemer Radio is underwritten in part by locally owned Bob Busher Homes, specializing in designing and building high-quality custom homes on lots, land, and lakes. Visit our website at bobbusherhomes.com to explore floor plans, building sites, new homes for sale, remodel information, and our open house schedule. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. Bob Busher Homes. We make your dreams come true.
Matt Hatfield and Isaac Campbell are health insurance specialists for individuals, families, and small employers. Matt and Isaac provide Medicare supplement plans, Medicare Advantage plans, individual marketplace plans, short-term medical plans, and small group employer plans. For taking good care during the best years of your life, call Hatfield Insurance Services at 432-5406.
Shields Field. Let's send it down to Nick Gray, who is down there with Coach Garrett. Nick?
Well, guys, I've got Coach Garrett just kind of settling up a few things, getting everybody gathered in. Ellie. So we'll wait for that here in a second.
Okay. We'll sit tight with that. Garrett.
And acknowledge each other, so we'll wait for this to get over before we talk to him.
You know what I like about this, Corey? After the game, obviously emotions are running high. They're going to kind of hit the reset button here and go back to the
Are they?
Well, I thought they were.
Yeah.
And now they're walking off the field.
Snider's leaving.
Yep, Snider's going to walk off the field now. It looked like both sides are about to reconcile, but should not be the case.
A little bit of bad blood took place at the end. I don't know exactly what was going on down there, but certainly we've had an interesting finish once things were over, though.
In any case, the Panthers have walked off the field, and Garrett is down there with his team to address them.
Nick's trying to work his way through to find out exactly maybe what took place down there, but nonetheless, we'll continue on with our post-game show.
Yep, so we'll sit tight and we'll see if Nick can get coached. But in the meantime, Corey, a 17-7 ball game that was anything but a done deal early on.
I mean, all you had to do is look at the end here and how this finished to determine whether you don't think this matters to these guys.
Yeah.
I mean, are you kidding me? I don't think Nick's going to get coach at this point. So
he is in the middle of addressing his team, and they are going to take a knee right now and pray, and I think that's the best thing for everybody.
That's a great idea.
Hats off to our trusty chaplain, Father David Hunick, down there.
I'm going to kill the music, maybe. The Eddie Van Halen during the prayer probably is not the best, but yeah, David's addressing the team. And